second for folks to join in here. I am live on multiple platforms today. And as you can tell, it doesn't want me to do this. Okay, so let's just do this. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm updating this. If you are joining, please make sure that you say hello so that I can greet you back. If you don't speak, I won't know that you are joining. Okay, so give it a second for folks to get in here while I get this other one set up. I thought I was done, but I'm not. All right. There we go. Perfect. Hey, Renee, how are you? Good to see you. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. I'm going to try to do the same thing over here in TikTok world once folks start joining, and we can pop up in here and get things going today. So, ouch, Titan. Jeez, he jumped up here so quick. So, it is still morning, which is hard to believe. It's been a full damn day already. Can I get rid of this thing that is here? Can I, TikTok, can I please? Maybe. What's up, Conchita? How are you? Hey, David. Hey, Teen. How are you? How is everybody? Hey, Manda. What's up, Sandra P? How is everyone? As you can see, today we have heavy things on deck. This is not the only subject matter for today, but it is the subject matter that I'm starting with. Hey, Christine. Hey, Rocky Dean. I will be also discussing Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I will also be talking about the National Guard. I will also be talking about just a lot of different things, kind of all the things that are happening today. What's up, Dirty Bad Bloggers? I'm glad you can hear me fine, Renee. Great. For those of y'all that are joining me everywhere except for on TikTok, please make sure. Nope, Tweety, I am not only here. I am on TikTok, Facebook, Substack, and YouTube. So I am pretty much everywhere except for Rumble right now. Yeah, Carrie, I'm on TikTok now. People are joining, and I'm there. So I don't know why you couldn't see me there, but I'm here. Hey, Farah, what's up, everybody? So I'm on all the places except for Rumble today. As you can see, I'm not done up, not whatever. I literally have only brushed my hair and done nothing else. What's up, Sandy? Hey, Carrie, good to see you. Hey, Rylene. And hey, Pamela, good to see you as well. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Christine. Good to see you guys rolling up in here. Hey, Dax. Dilgrave, Cam, Mary Shaw. Good to see everybody. Hey, Janice. Hey, Amanda. What's up, Grammy? Good to see everybody. Hey, Carol. So listen, just to kind of let you guys, bring you guys up to speed. This will not be the only thing that I am talking about this morning, but it's definitely the thing that I'm starting off with. Hey, Blue and Green. Hey, Neuro Mama. Deb, good to see you guys. Hey, K Roy. I'm going to preface this live by saying, A, it will probably just be heavy content. B, I am definitely going to be a little spicy with people who act like they don't have a brain. I don't know what to do about the static. Conchita, have no idea. Somebody said it the other day too, and I don't know. Hey, Ronnie. Hey, Carrie. So, if the static keeps up on TikTok live using the studio, then I can definitely just go back to TikTok on my phone and not worry about it. What's up, Auntie Tiff? Appreciate it, Mary Shaw. Great, Rylene. Love that. What's up, Ham? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and accept folks coming up to the panel.
Hi, Danny. Thank you so much for hosting a live on the very, 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 very unfortunate. I don't have the adjective for it.
There's not one. You don't have the adjective because there's not one. Yeah, no need to thank me. I listen. We actually have. I'm careful how I say this. Let me just say this. We know a medical aid person in that particular center. So I just got word that she's okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, just got word that she's okay. I didn't want to, but I have watched the video multiple times. And the reason why I watched the video is because some of the people were showing it twice as if it was like one connected stream. And I needed to piece together, because it's important for us to be really, really accurate when we're sharing the information, so that people can't say, oh, it wasn't, or they tried to make it seem, or any of those things. So and I do have it loaded up. I won't show it on TikTok because, it's TikTok, but I will be showing it on Facebook, Substack, and YouTube. I'm live on all of those platforms now. For those of you all who aren't familiar with Ham, I met Ham the other day on another panel with A Money and DJK. Make sure that you follow Ham if you're not already, especially if you want to stay up to date, not just on what's happening in Palestine and Gaza, but other issues as well. Well-informed individual. So for those of you who I can't imagine, if you're on my live, that you're not aware of what has happened already. And I would have been live much earlier, but I had to take Mila to get her registered for preschool. This is literally the morning get up, take everybody to school. I just came home and got straight on my live. I put together the graphics and then went straight to the live, because I just think that it's super important. Give me a second, because I know you guys are going to ask me to reset my gifting goal, and I'm going to try to do that because I'm doing this. Hey, Lisa. So here's what has happened. So Nassar Medical Center in Gaza was hit by a boom, right? In today. Yeah.
It wasn't tank shell.
Tank shell. Got it. And it unalived 4 journalists at the time. Now, I'm going to share some information, and the reason I'm confident in sharing this information, hey, Teresa, good to see you, is because, like I said, I've watched the video from multiple different sources, and I've watched it multiple times to make sure that what I'm telling you, I feel certain in saying, okay? So, because, CBS is going to tell you, well, we haven't been able to independently confirm. Here's my thing. From the news organizations I've seen that are actually there, thanks, Tam Bam, I'm comfortable saying it. I'm comfortable saying what I'm about to say. And for those of you guys who are on TikTok, I've got to set a larger goal on TikTok, because this thing won't let me select like what I normally do. I think TikTok Live Studio and I are not going to be friends for a while, but I'm trying. I am trying. Okay. That is set. We are good to go. What's up, A Money? I'm going to accept you as well.
Would you like me to read the article directly from Haaretz, because their reporters had direct contacts with the IDF commanders that were in charge of the ground operation?
Yep. In just 1 second. Yes. And I want you to do that in just 1 second, just so that CPU under what? Okay. Shut up, TikTok. If this keeps up with TikTok sending me different shit, I literally will just get off of this live studio and just go to my phone and call it a day. All right. For those of you guys who are not aware of what happened, and you tell me, Ham and A Money, if you're hearing it differently, but here's what I've gleaned from the several different videos and reports that I've read this morning. The very first thing that occurred at Nassar Hospital, Nassar Medical Center, was a drone. And from what I could see, the drone like made a hit, right? And that is when people started filming. Yeah, so check it out. Yeah, it's giving me shit on here.
Stuff like that. Are you sure? You better not touch none of my side either.
A Money mad at somebody.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, so if this starts messing up, you guys let me know. But my understanding is that first a drone struck, and then when journalists went up there to check where the drone struck and where other people went to check and clear out, that is when the second blast hit. And the second blast is the one that unalived all 4 journalists. So for those of you all who don't get this, I need you to follow how fucking intentional this is. And I'm angry. Not that I haven't been angry before, but I'm angry. So they used a drone to like make a small boom, right? They're saying it's a mistake. They can kiss my ass. You don't send two things within 3 to 5 minutes of each other and it'd be a mistake. No, you don't. This is how you do conflict. You bait people to where you want them to go so that you can then unalive them. This is now over 200 journalists, which is why this live says the cost of truth, because they are intentionally attacking journalists because they do not want people to know what's happening there. Every single person, if you live in the United States of America, you should be, I don't even know what to say to you right now. You've got a president that wants to fucking put the National Guard in Chicago. You got Kilmar Abrego Garcia literally getting ready to be sent to Uganda. Like, they are going ham. It's absolutely crazy. And you better start fucking connecting the dots. I don't know how to say this any clearer than I'm saying it. Ham, I'm sorry, this is the first live you're catching me on. I'm not normally this like cranked, but
I understand. I relate, of course.
How many of you guys have not seen the video? If you have not seen the video, please put a 1 in the comments. Because here's what I'm going to do for TikTok folks. I'm going to.
If you want me to.
I'm throwing the link in my link tree.
Zanny, if you want me to, you can go on mute and I can play the video quickly. That works.
I think too, it might be good to read the official reporting of it.
Yeah, go ahead, Ham, and read the official reporting.
And there's one thing I will do before, because you described this, but there's terminology to describe what just happened here. It's called a double tap strike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. For people that don't know what a double tap strike is, it's where 2 shots are fired in rapid succession at the same target. It's a practice of following a strike that could be a bombardment, such as missiles, airstrikes, artillery shelling, which is this case, or detonation of explosive weapons or improvised explosive devices, with a second strike being conducted several minutes later, usually, hitting emergency responders and medical personnel rushing to the site.
Yes.
This is in violation of international law
100%.
in every instance where this is conducted. Now,
100%.
Let's look at the reporting here officially. This is from Haaretz at 12:07 p.m. IDT time. The Israeli Defense Forces conducted 2 strikes on Monday on a hospital in southern Gaza, Khan Yunis. According to Hamas, I hate that, but Hamas-controlled health ministry. The ministry said that the IDF's first strike targeted the 4th floor of the hospital, while the second one struck medical aid teams who came to treat the wounded. What does this sound like? The health ministry reported that at least 20 Palestinians, including 5 journalists and photojournalists, were killed in the strikes. The IDF spokesman's unit issued a statement confirming the Israeli strike in the area of Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis. In the statement, the military said, quote, regrets any harm to uninvolved individuals and does not target journalists as such, and added that it acts to, quote, mitigate harm to uninvolved individuals as much as possible while maintaining the safety of IDF troops, unquote. According to the statement, the Chief of General Staff has ordered to conduct an initial inquiry, quote, as soon as possible. Approximately 50 Palestinians, including journalists and medical staff, were reportedly wounded in the strikes. The fatalities include 1 reporter, Al-Quds News Ahmed Abu Aziz, and 4 further journalists, Reuters Hassam Al-Masr, Al Jazeera's Mohammed Salami, Al-Quds News and freelance photographers, William Daga, and Moz Abu Taha. 4 medical personnel were also killed in Nasser's hospital, including Mohammed Mansour Juma Al-Ajili, Juma Khalid Juma Al-Najar, Abdullah Ahmed Mohammed Amir, Mohammed Mahmoud Ismail Al-Habibi, and a medical student on the cusp of graduation. The Director General of Gaza Health Ministry, Dr. Munir Al-Barish, said that, quote, Al-Habibi's dream was to wear a white coat as a doctor and service people. Instead, he was killed inside the hospital in which he was sworn to save lives, Al-Barish added. A video showing the second airstrike shows several journalists standing on the hospital stairs when they were suddenly attacked. Witnesses reported that this strike was conducted by a drone. One of the individuals seen in the video is Reuters photojournalist Hatem Omar, who was hit in the head. Nasser Hospital Director Atef Al Lahout told Qatari Al Arabi that the idea of targeting the complex's surgical center, quote, we were in the middle of surgeries and it happened, he explained. Quote, some of them were halted. As the only remaining functional hospital in southern Gaza, Nasser Hospital treats many wounded Palestinians who are evacuated day after day after being hit by Israeli forces while seeking aid. Quote, the hospital is swamped, Al-Bud said. There's more than 1,000 patients and only 340 beds. The patients are in hallways. We opened another field hospital. We're laying the sick and the wounded on the ground. The information ministry in Gaza said stated that the following deaths of the four photojournalists, the number of journalists killed by the Israeli army in Gaza has risen to 245 since the onset of the war. We adamantly condemn the attacks, the killing, and the systematic assassination of Palestinian journalists by the Israeli occupation, the office said. They called on all journalist bodies around the world to condemn what they called the systematic crimes against journalists and media personnel in the Gaza Strip. Over the past several months, the Israeli military has repeatedly struck media personnel in and around hospitals in the Strip. 2 weeks ago, Israeli fire killed Al Jazeera reporter Anas Al Sharif in a strike on the media tent in Al Shifa Medical Complex in Gaza City. According to Al Jazeera's report, Al Sharif was killed alongside his colleague Mohammed Khidri at the journalist's tent near the entrance to Al Shifa Hospital in Gaza City. Photographers Ibrahim Zahar, Mohammed Nopal, and Momem Alawa were also killed. The IDF justified the assassination, alleging that Al Sharif headed the Hamas's terrorist cell and was responsible for planning rocket attacks against Israeli civilians and IDF forces. The army added before the strike it had found documents tying Al Sharif to Hamas during its offensive in the Gaza Strip. Al Jazeera denied these claims last year. And then the rest of the article is talking about the historical assassinations that Israel has conducted against journalists. But that is what happened this morning.
Yeah. So for those of you all, thanks, Ham, for reading it. So again, it's exactly what I described, and it is an intentional tactic that is used in conflict. The idea is to use a smaller blast to entice your target. Typically, it's going to be aid workers. It's going to be additional. Like if you were on the field, it would be additional forces. But you're literally, it's the stairs of a hospital. It is the stairs of a hospital, and they used the drone first. And then when people came to assist in the aid, that is when they used the second round. That I've listen, the link is in my link tree to watch it. I'm going to play it. Y'all know TikTok don't be my friend. So A Money, you were saying I can.
Danny.
Yeah.
I can play. I just played it on another live and it was fine. It's up to you if you want to. I just played it, and then if anything, I will get removed for it. It's up to you.
That's why I say you. That's why I said you go on mute, Danny, and someone else can play it, but you stay on mute, and then you can unmute after.
It's up to you. Your call, though. Danny.
I mean, if I listen, I'm okay with that. So let me just, yeah, give me a second because I don't want them to play at the same time, right? Well, if I'm on mute, it should be fine. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna play it. So, and by the way, I don't know this other individual that is requesting up.
What's the name?
It's Pisum Eunice.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not somebody that I recognize as part of, you know, your normal group. Should you add your backup account? I should.
If I can play it for you if you want.
Yeah, no. You're gonna play it for me. I'm just adding my backup account so people can follow me on the backup account. In case something the happens. TikTok be acting how TikTok.
So no pressure, Danny. If you don't want to, like, it's completely understandable. I played it already on 3 other lives this morning.
Like if I was on my phone, I wouldn't be as hesitant. So I just started using this live studio, and it says I'm in like a little trial period. And I just be like, TikTok act crazy sometimes. But give me a second. I'm going to log out here and there and then here. It's shameful what we got to go through for TikTok's ass, because they want. Now, can I ask y'all a question? Here's what I don't understand. If TikTok is more American owned now, why the fuck don't I have free speech yet? That's all I want to know.
Great question, right?
That's really what I want to know. If TikTok is more than 60% American owned at this point, which it is, why the fuck don't I have free speech yet? Just asking.
Girl, why the fuck we all don't have no free speech?
Right. I'm just saying. So let me, okay. So y'all know, what did I have to do last time? I don't know what I had to do. I'm going to have to mute me over there when I request myself. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna accept myself.
I'm gonna make some prayers and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be all right. I'm fine. I'm just that. Hold on, let me mute me. Boom. I muted me. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute me on TikTok over here, the main me. And then you guys over here, I'm gonna play it for you, and then we're gonna talk about this. And I really want, if you are a Christian who believes that, you know, Israel is the chosen people, the chosen land, if you support what's been happening, like any of that, yeah, I want to have a conversation with you today. And I will have a respectful one. It will be, listen, you hear the tone of my voice? It will be holding you accountable to what you say you believe, especially if you pop up in here talking about Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and you support what Israel is doing in Palestine. Expect for me to check you by how Jesus lived and all the things. So I will be respectful, but I'm just letting you know ahead of time. So if you're not ready, don't do it. So I'm gonna let me give you I need to give you the big screen, don't I, or something?
I'm gonna come in from my other device. Can you pull me up?
Yeah, I think. Because here I am doing some TikTok live shit. Okay, I got you, A-Money.
So real quick, guys, the Danny account above me is her backup account. I just followed it also, Danny. Thanks for bringing it up. Guys, follow her backup account. So that way, you know, I mean, if something does happen, whatever the case may be, at least we can go there. So just a heads up.
Okay, so
you want me to play it?
Yeah, give me one sec. Yep, I'm getting ready to. I'm gonna expand you.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna play both videos, the first initial strike and then the second one. Okay. So here's the first one.
Okay, I'm playing over here for you all. You ready? And let me make sure that you can hear.
They're dead after Israeli drone strikes on a hospital in Gaza. They were working for Reuters and Al Jazeera, among other organizations. Israel says it's conducting an investigation of the strike. Chris Livesay shows the high cost of covering the conflict.
The blast hit Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis. Among
that was the second one.
Journalists Mohammed Salameh of Al Jazeera, freelancers Mariam Abu Dhaka and Mut Abu Taha, and Hussam al-Masri, a Reuters contractor. Hamas-backed Gaza officials say an Israeli drone struck first. A second blast was captured live on Egyptian TV. Witnesses said it came after rescue workers and journalists rushed to the scene. They report at least 14 others were killed. CBS News cannot independently verify those claims, and Israel has not commented.
Well, Israel has now commented, but I want to be clear about what you just saw. Let me take me back over here. All right, you guys done over here on the TikTok side?
See that? I'm enraged, Danny. I swear to God.
Listen, I said the same thing when I first got up here. I have put the link to one of the videos. It's in the link tree if you haven't watched it. I need for you all to understand that this is a common military tactic. That's why Ham was telling you it's a double tap. I think of it, so like I used to be a huge like boxing girl, right? So I think of it like the jab that sets you up for the knockout. That's exactly what it is. And they use it to Abu Sarraj, he shared it with me as well. If you're not already following Abu Sarraj, please go ahead and make sure that you do that as well. He sent it to me this morning, listen, Bangs, I'm so pissed right now because I don't care what they say to me. You cannot tell me it was an accident. You can't tell me you were mitigating anything. You can't tell me shit, because I know how this works. In real life, I know how this works, right? The first one is the setup. The second one is meant to do exactly what it did. And this is a hospital. And I'm so tired of them saying, oh, well, Hamas is using the hospital for A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. If that is the case, they're not standing on the damn stairs, right? If the H organization is at Nasser, right? If that's the case, yes, it was Nasser, Tammy. If that's the case, are they up there on the steps? And are they going to be the people that are running to give aid? Yes or no? Most likely not, right? Because if that happens, they are most likely getting ready to retaliate. So tell me something. If the H organization is at the hospital, can anybody explain to me, out of the 35, 36 down hospitals that they've hit, why hasn't there been any retaliation from the hospital, like on the fucking spot? Why when the IDF goes into the hospital and they literally commandeer the entire thing and have access to it, why aren't they sharing videos and pictures of these supposed H organization folks that are supposed to be in there? Why isn't that a thing? You want to know why it's not a thing? Because it's not a fucking thing to start with. It's not a thing.
So there's something like important to frame around this, right? In context, to anyone who's been following this for like some time, right? The Israeli forces have controlled the perimeter, the entire area really, in the northern Gaza Strip and southern now for well over a year, and especially the complex around Nasser Hospital has been under heavy surveillance ever since they took control over a year ago. That first drone strike, there was no camera there. The justification coming from the Israelis right now is not even that there were H group operatives in the area.
Nope.
It was that the camera is being used for surveillance of IDF forces. And the commanders themselves are maintaining plausible deniability, saying that they don't know where the order came from to hit them. So they're not even denying that this is wrong. They're denying the awareness of it. But anyone who knows how the typical modus operandi of Israeli military, how it functions, is always making sure that on paper, there's no paper trail to specific orders, whether that's ethnic cleansing, whether that's strikes on civilians. This is a very regular part of their tactic going back to prior to 1948, when you talk about the Nakba. But to center this here, they have been heavily monitoring this area and surveilling this area for well over 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Before October 7th, there was no camera prior to the first drone strike. A double tap is meant to target first responders specifically. You hit the hospital with a drone, the first responders come. That's when the camera was set up, and that's when a tank shell killed 4 people. The person who fired that tank shell sitting in that vehicle saw every single one of their faces and vests and chose to fire the tank shell. And in response to that, the IDF is saying, not that there's H group there, not that there is tunnels, not that they're human shields. They're saying they don't know where the order came from. That's where we're at with this.
Yeah, and if that's the case, I need you to just shut your damn military down if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's just like Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump saying they didn't know who gave the order to shut off funding to Ukraine, right? Like, if you don't know, how can you be in charge of anything? And this is the thing that I need. So Stephanie Smith over on YouTube says we have to stop funding Israel. All funding has to stop. This shit just pisses me off. I co-sign that. Remark. And so for those of you all who are just joining, right? Things that I really want you to take away from this. So if I can find a silver lining, this shit was captured on live Egyptian TV. Do y'all understand that? It was captured on live TV. There is no plausible deniability. There's no, oh, oopsie, it didn't really happen. It was on live TV. That's why they're saying we don't know where the fuck it came from. Right? Because I can't tell you it didn't happen. I can't make up a story about what did happen because it's literally on live TV.
Yeah. So this is another.
Can I just say one thing, UGK?
Yeah,
Can
go
I
for
just
it.
shed light on the civil defense people that were actually there? They're the ones in the orange. They're like the firefighters of the strip. They're the ones that go when buildings are beyond beat and they go dig people out the building. So these are also our people that were trying to help get people out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Money. So there's two things that I just want to point out, right? So I believe it was the Turkish hospital, which was a cancer hospital in Gaza. And the IDF actually took over this hospital and used it as a military base for about 6-7 months, okay? They withdrew out of this hospital out of 6 or 7 months after using it as a military base. And immediately after, they came out and stated, oh, well, Hamas is using it as a command center. And they just took down the complete hospital, right? So how is it that an army, right, supposedly this most technologically advanced army, this moral army that they continue to state, is able to use this hospital for 6-7 months, and then immediately after, now it's being used as a command center, and you take down the entirety of that? It makes absolutely no sense.
Because it's not true.
I know, exactly. And then something else, Danny, just so to kind of put things into perspective, right? So Israel will continue to, they do this all the time. It's just not caught on video all the time. So I don't know if you guys know about this, but about 4 or 5 months back, Israel targeted 15 medics, okay, that were going to rescue some injured civilians. They targeted them in their ambulances with the emergency lights on. They unalived them all, buried them in a mass grave, and they even tried to bury the ambulances, okay? They denied all of this until they were able to uncover this mass grave, and one of the Palestinian medic's pockets was his phone, right? Was his phone that actually recorded a 7-minute video of the entire thing. So once this was exposed, that's when they came out and stated, oh, well, it was a mistake. It was a mistake, guys. How is it a mistake, right? And they wanted to say that the medics were firing at them. They didn't have their emergency lights on. But the truth spoke from the grave. The truth spoke from the grave when they pulled out his phone and played this video, over 7-minute video, showing that they buried them alive, showing that they targeted them, showing that their emergency signals were on. And that's when they said that, you know what, it was a mistake. And how did they reprimand the commander of this battalion, of this platoon? They literally sent him to Sudan. It's absolutely disgusting. It's insane, Danny. They will continue to deny it when it is exposed. It was a mistake. When is enough enough? When?
I got you, Ham. Yeah, let me just I'm gonna
Cam, I'm gonna drop down. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
If he wants to come back up, if Ham wants to come back up, you can drop me down, Danny. I've been online.
I mean, I could drop. Listen, you guys, I'll drop my backup account. Guys, make sure that you really quickly that the backup account that is under DJK, that is my backup account. Make sure you follow it, because I'm gonna clear it out right now so that I can make room for other people on the panel. I would prefer not to lose Ham or Abu Sarraj. So I'm fine taking down the backup for now. I don't have either of them.
You should leave it. Leave your backup. Leave your backup up. And honestly, if Ham is requesting, I'll drop down. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I know. I'll bring it back up.
Danny.
I'll bring my backup. I'll bring it back up in a little bit, because let me just, okay. I don't know how, okay, I got Abu Sarraj. So Abu Sarraj, let me tell you, so I saw the message that you sent me. I watched it a couple of times from the one that you sent. And then, even though I 100% trust you, I do what I always do. I went and looked at it from like 3 or 4 other places, from Al Jazeera, from CBS, from here, from there, from all these different places, because that's the important, like, I'm not, so especially like if I share it with Americans, because we are so damn uninformed about the rest of the world. They think anything that is written in Arabic or anything that is not from an American news station is somehow questionable, when in reality, our news is not reliable a lot of the time any fucking more. And so anyway, I did all of that and then got here and put everything to go live. And I just want everybody to understand this. I'm so mad. I am so mad. I'm so mad. can we post? Oh yeah, I'm going to share the videos, DJ. When I'm done, I did put listen, if you want to watch the video, DJ K just shared it with you, but I literally put the link in my link tree. I already did that so that you all can watch it. But I'm gonna ask you to do more than watch this. I swear on everything good and holy, y'all. If you are not, I don't give a shit who you offend. I just don't care anymore. You have to be saying something. I've got a couple of folks that are super pro-Israel on my page. And I literally have said, bro, because he said, well, this would all end if the H organizations would just put down their weapons. I said, this would all end if Israel would go the fuck home. Like, just go home. You want it to end. Don't tell people that it's going to be over if they just stop defending themselves. Stop telling people that, oh, this will just be end if we just let you take our homeland. That's literally like somebody coming to invade your house. Right? And be like, yo, this will all be over if you just give me your crib. Are you doing it? The answer is no. The answer is no. And listen, if your neighborhood bully, who sometimes bullies you, it comes to your house to kick the ass of the person trying to take your house, the neighborhood bully is now your fucking friend. I don't know why people act like you don't understand how this works. This is how it works. I'm tired of hearing anything. Don't say, oh, well, if they would just stop supporting the H organization, if Israel would just take their ass home, if they would stop unaliving innocent children and women, if they would stop making excuses while they target medical facilities and schools, if they would stop telling people, oh, we're going to go here, so you just need to go here. And then when you go here, I'm just going to blow you the fuck up over here. If Israel would stop doing that, and if the West would stop funding Israel, if the United States of America would stop acting like you are allowed to put Christianity in our government and your Christian Zionist ideals are what justifies where we put our money. We're like, real fucking talk. This is not a Christian nation. You can be a Christian all you want. But your being a Christian doesn't give you the right to determine where everybody's tax dollars go. Y'all want to talk about all kinds of brown-skinned terrorist organizations in the Middle East, except for the fucking one really doing it. Out here, international criminals need to be already in jail. I'm just saying, every single person needs to be on the phone with your members of Congress. And fuck every one of them that won't speak out against this nonsense. If you are a Democratic candidate, let me just say this real quick. If you are a Democrat who is sitting in office and you are taking money from Kufi or from AIPAC or whatever, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. And if it's not in the midterms, it will be before 2028 that we get you the fuck out of Congress. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you talk like MLK. I don't care if you look like Barack. I don't care if you sit and have little powwows on the steps of the Capitol. I literally give this many fucks. You see how many that is? It ain't too many.
So Danny, those people, right? Those people that want to state release the hostages, right? I'm going to make it clear. So the Israeli chief of staff, Eyal Zamir, today came out and said the army's actions in Gaza have created the conditions for a prisoner exchange deal and urged the government to accept the current U.S.-backed Witkoff framework. Speaking at the Haifa Naval base, Zamir reportedly told colleagues that now it's in Netanyahu's hands, warning that pressing deeper into Gaza City would endanger the captives' lives. While Hamas has signaled approval of the phased release plan, senior officials, Israeli officials say that the proposal is no longer relevant. Prime Minister Netanyahu is expected to convene the security cabinet this week to decide on the next round of negotiations, through the location and composition of the talks remain undecided. So anybody that wants to talk to me about releasing the captives, you need to put pressure on the Israeli government. You need to put pressure on the leadership in the United States. You need to put pressure on the ones that continue to commit these crimes. The deal is on the table. H Group has committed to accepting it. It is Netanyahu and his government that continue to refuse the deal, putting the captives at risk. Enough with this bullshit. I don't want to hear about the captives anymore unless you are out there in the streets demanding that Netanyahu and Israel accept the deal. Plain and simple. That's it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, Danny. I swear.
No,
I've been hearing it for way too damn long.
I can't do it myself. And here's the thing. I don't even know how I don't know how you've been doing these lives for 2 years, all of you all. And because I have very quickly just been like, the fuck is this? Because now that I know, I cannot unknow. It's just that simple, folks. Now that I know, I can't unknow. I can't go back to just like, listen, I couldn't even yesterday, A-Money, when I was up there on your live, I had to say, I need to go take care of my grandbabies because I could not get myself to say, I've got to go cook them breakfast. Right? Because I understand that I am talking in front of people who wish they could just simply cook their children breakfast. How crazy is that? And if you are a Christian, let me just tell you right now, literally, I don't, if you are a Christian and you support Israel or the Trump administration, because they go hand in hand, number one, I don't believe that you're a Christian. You might be part of the Christian religion that exists here in the United States of America. What you are not is a follower of the teachings of Jesus Christ. I'm going to be real clear when I say that. You are not a follower of Jesus Christ's teachings if you support Israel and the Trump administration. It's that simple. Because Jesus would not get down with unaliving innocent children. Jesus would not get down with taking people off of their health insurance. Jesus would not get down with deporting innocent people. I'm just saying, this is not, I don't care what you say. You can't tell me nothing that would make me change the position that I hold on that. And I am somebody that was born and raised neck deep in Christianity. We can go at it if you want to any day of the week. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm so sick of the weaponization of faith to make rich people richer. Let me just be clear about that. Why are they weaponizing faith, people? To make rich people richer and take more away from poor people. That's it.
Hi, Danny. How are you?
I'm mad, but I'm okay. How are you?
عليكم السلام بلال.
Salam.
الحمد لله. الله يعطيكم جيكي وإيماني وبسرعة الله يعطيكم العافية جميعا. بس بدي أحكي بمختصر شديد لأنه جوالي بده يطفي. هلا هذه يا بسراج إذا كنت بدك تترجم بس هذه هي ليست المجزرة الأولى التي يرتكبها جيش الاحتلال بحق صحفيين في قطاع غزة. طبعا اليوم فقدنا 5 من أعز الزملاء الذين عملوا معنا في المهنة. أعتقد هي الصور موجودة. مريم أبو دق الله يرحمهم جميعا، ومعاذ أبو طه، سامي المصري، ومحمد، كلهم يعملون لوكالات عالمية. الآن تم استهدافهم على مرأى الجميع بدون أي منازع. كانت الكاميرا مع مراسل قناة الغد إبراهيم جنن مباشرة على طواقم المدنية، طواقم الإسعاف المدني
In a second, somebody will translate what he's saying. This is another member of the press. So this is a member of the press who is in Gaza, who is in Palestine. And what will happen is when he finishes speaking, it will be either Abu Sarraj, A-Money, or DJK will translate for you what he is saying.
هذه المحرقة لكل العالم ولم يحرك العالم ساكنا. والآن يعني أنا لا أتأمل كثير في أن يحرك العالم شيء جراء هذه المجزرة التي ارتكبها، لكن الفارق أن هذه المجزرة ارتكبت والكاميرات متجهة نحو الصحفيين الذين استشهدوا، وهم يوثقون الجريمة التي ارتكبها جيش الاحتلال. المشكلة أن جيش الاحتلال صدر تصريحات أنه في البداية كانت هذه العملية بالخطأ، وقد أخطأت المدفعية الإسرائيلية عندما استهدفت المرة الثانية الصحفيين وطواقم الدفاع المدني، وبعدها كان في بيان آخر للجيش قال إنه كانت هناك كاميرا مغطاة بالشاش أبيض، وكانت القوى الخاصة تريد أن تنسحب فأرادت استهداف هذه الكاميرا. يعني التصريحات الإسرائيلية كانت متضاربة أيضا. المهم في كل هذا أنه كل العالم شاهد مباشرة
I know it's a
ما
lot.
يحدث لهؤلاء الصحفيين الذين كل همهم هو توصيل الصورة للعالم. هم لم يعملوا شيئا ولم يفعلوا شيئا ولم يمتلكوا سلاحا.
لا خلينا بس نترجم لهم. بدهم ترجمة. هذا كثير نترجم لهم.
I just tagged Abu Siraj and need him to stop.
أبو سراج موجود الترجم ولا أترجم له كلمة بطل؟
First of all, السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله
Hi, Abu Siraj. Salam.
Well, actually, I was waiting for the dog next to me to stop barking for some reason. He might be angry at the Zayus, just like all of us.
Yeah.
Regarding what Bilal was reporting on, he wanted to put an emphasis on the fact that this is not the first Israeli crime against journalists. We have lost 245 journalists so far in the Gaza Strip, and all of them were deliberately targeted by the occupation forces.
Yes.
And thank God that this one was documented live on air when our colleague Muhammad Qannan, I believe his name is the one who filmed the video, and he documented everything live on air so that the IDF cannot deny the fact this time. The thing is that the IDF issued a statement. The first time they said it was a mistake and that they are issuing an investigation. The second time they said that there was a camera covered with something white and they suspected it, and that's why they targeted it. If they were right, why did they target the place a second time? Why when there were journalists doing their job and civil defense officers and paramedics, they targeted them again? And you all know the answer, because this is their nature and our lives don't matter to them, and because they saw an opportunity to target journalists, and that's what exactly happened. I just want to say something really important, guys, that in this airstrike, 20 Palestinians were unalived, including doctors, civil defense officers, paramedics, and journalists, and civilian people who were in the hospital and who were just trying to help those who are injured. So they targeted all layers of the society in two artillery shellings without any justification and without any reason. This can happen to any one of us here in the Gaza Strip. It can happen to me, it can happen to Bilal, it can happen to Muhammad, it can happen to all of the Gazans that you see and talk to every day here on TikTok. What can you do? This is the question. What can we do at this point? At this point, we need to raise awareness more than ever. We need to share Palestinian content more than ever. We need to expose the Zayu crimes more than ever. This is our opportunity, especially with the recent reports about famine and targeting civilians. We need to use this momentum and this flow of news that criminalize the occupation forces. We need to use it to our favor and raise awareness like more and more and more until this madness stops. This is my message to you from the heart of the Gaza Strip.
Yeah.
We need your help, guys. We have 350 viewers in this panel. I beg you guys, when this live is over, go to my profile, share the latest video that documents the crime, comment, repost, and share it. Let everyone know what is happening in Gaza. This is a crime committed, a war crime committed live on air on people that were supposed to be with us doing their jobs. They didn't do anything wrong. They have families, they have kids, they have parents, they have siblings, they have people who care about them and who are now mourning and asking themselves why this is happening to us. How come they target a hospital full of civilians? How come they target journalists who are just trying to take a picture and do their job? How come they are targeting paramedics, doctors, and civil defense officers? And the greater question, how come this is still happening after everything the whole world have been watching coming out of the Gaza Strip? Shame on humanity and shame on those world leaders who failed us. And it's only a matter of time before this happened to any one of us if the genocide in Gaza didn't stop.
Let me say this. So first of all,
بس دقيقة بلال بس خليها يمكن تحكي شيء بدها تحكي شيء على السريع خليها حرام خليها تحكي. Go ahead.
Okay. The first thing things that I thought about Abu Sarraj and things that people said in my Discord today was when they saw one of the names was Muhammad, they were like, "I hope it's not one of our Muhammads," right? Because you all are now part of our community. Immediately I text my daughter and was like, "Hey, the facility got hit," and she's immediately like going to check on her friend. Like, it is real. But I will say this: I have not seen mainstream media in the United States of America stop for breaking news coming out of Palestine like they just did today, right? And you're right. We need to capitalize on every single bit of that. And it means, so listen, you guys, don't just share. Let me just be clear. When you go to repost the video on Abu Sarraj's page, don't just repost it, stitch it. And that way, you as an American, if you are an American citizen, when you stitch it, you need to connect the dots for the American people. You need to relate it back to the things that are happening here. You need to listen, call out people that are Christians, call out people that say that they are humanitarians, call people out on their shit. If you say you love people, if you say you're any of that stuff, then you got to be doing something about it. Right. And I'm so serious when I say this. This is the time for letters to the editors all day long. Y'all think I'm kidding about those, but they are powerful. How often do you see in media all across the country, you see opinion letters? Those are letters to the editor. Opinion pieces are letters to the editor. They are impactful. Make them use all the points that are necessary when you do them. Post to your story. Share, stitch, post across all your platforms, all of them, because it absolutely is our responsibility. If you are in this live, you can no longer say you do not know. You know, and now that you know, you must do better.
Danny, I want to really emphasize on something, because this is what came to me first when I was reading the story. Is this someone with European dual citizenship? Is this American citizen serving in the IDF that pointed that sight from the tank and fired that shell? If we're talking about collective activism and talking to state representatives, I don't expect geopolitical strategy to change the result of American voices. I really don't. But the identity of that person in that tank should be revealed. If the person, the IDF spokesman, is saying that we don't know where the order came from, that is premise for saying we know that we're wrong.
Yes.
The identity of that individual that fired that tank shell and any potential dual citizenship should be disclosed. If they were only Israeli, they should be extradited to The Hague. If they were an American citizen, a British citizen, an EU citizen, that person should be dragged to The Hague and tried today. Every single individual that's heard this story should call their representatives and force and pressure and indicate that we want to know the identity of that individual that fired that tank shell, seeing each one of those journalists' faces, seeing every single press fest, and decided to fire that tank shell.
100%.
Their names should be known.
As should the other American contractors that the former Green Beret has talked about and the new whistleblower Mike has talked about. All of those people that witnessed those things, the Americans that you were over there with, and you saw them commit international war crimes, their names should be reported. Their names should be given over. The video footage you say you have, release that shit. If you have it, release it. Like real talk. Absolutely. Just saying.
Also, to Ham's point, right? So Israel currently just created a group of international lawyers, right? That specialize in international, law with different nations and so on and so forth. And the reason for doing this is because they are starting to realize that their soldiers are not safe abroad, right? That they are going to be held accountable. So they're going to do everything in their power to continue to defend these war crimes and these war criminals. So I thought that was important to add to the conversation. They know that their soldiers are committing war crimes. They absolutely know this. Yep. They've actually came out months ago, right, in a Ynet news article, giving Israeli soldiers pointers on how to evade arrest abroad. Literally giving them pointers on how to evade arrest abroad. They absolutely know what they're doing, and I agree 100% with Ham. We need to know the identity. We need to know who this person is, and they do need to be held accountable. Ham, I don't know if you wanted to add to that, brother.
Yeah, I do. Like, even more to how damning this is, Danny. 2 hours ago, actually, this came out from Haaretz. Hundreds of reservists appealed to military's chief legal advisor against Gaza takeover. The, quote, Soldiers for Hostage group, unquote, which includes hundreds of reserve soldiers who served in the Gaza war, appealed to the Ministry Advocate General, Brigadier General Yafet Tomer Yushishlami, demanding she determine the order to take over the Gaza Strip as illegal. Quote, given the certain risk to the lives of the hostages, the lack of legitimate military purpose, and the serious harm inflicted upon innocent civilians, it is clear that the order exceeds all legal and moral standards and carries a black flag over it, unquote. In the statement, the soldiers expressed concern that those who obey the order could bear personal criminal responsibility and even risk entanglement in international legal matters without their knowledge or understanding. Quote, as the IDF's expert on international law, it is your job to stop this, unquote, they wrote. We demand your immediate intervention to determine the illegality of this order, to issue clear instructions to commanders and soldiers on the field, and to take determined actions to prevent a serious deterioration of the situation, which would endanger the lives of the hostages, the soldiers, and the status of the state of Israel, but not, of course, Palestinians in that, end quote. But that came out 2 hours ago.
Yeah, folks.
Following the Nasser hospital targeting.
And then following the Eyal Zamir statement, you heard that, Ham? Eyal Zamir coming out, stating that Netanyahu is the one that is standing in the way of a deal today, that he needs to take the deal because our soldiers our captives' lives are being put at risk. So it is statement after statement after statement, and they continue to push forward with unaliving civilians.
How many of you all that are watching, have not been following what has been happening in Palestine prior to the last 6 months? If you have not been watching what's happening in Palestine, or you weren't aware of it prior to and you've only caught up in the last few months, put a 1 in the comments, please. If this information is new, if this is something that it's only been recently that you have been, look at the comments, guys.
Then, okay, so that's good. You can see the count, actually.
Yeah. I want you to see all of that. Do you see how many 1s are in there? So this is what I'm saying. This is why. So if you did not know, right. And Care Bear said 1, and I still need information now. Right. And so this is my thing, right? And people over on YouTube are doing a 1 as well. Okay. So this is what I am. This is what I'm trying to, the point that I'm making is that, as much as information has been out there in pro-Palestinian areas and groups and platforms, it has not been out there in spaces, right? And so this is one of the reasons why, you know how we talk about the difference between equality and equity, right? So here's the thing. I've been doing a little bit of equity with my platform in terms of having more information regarding Palestine on it, because it is something that I have lacked. And so as much as I need to cover American politics is as much as I need to elevate what's happening in Gaza, not just because it is related, not just because they are connected, but because it is a humanitarian crisis, specifically intentionally designed. This is not by happenstance. Like this does not have to happen. I had no idea that Palestine had a population that was 52% children. I did not know that. I did not know that. And there's no way that anybody can tell me that I'm listening to physicians that are saying, hey, listen, I see 40 children coming in at the same time, and all of them have a single wound to their head or to their chest. Not an accident. You can't tell me that that's not intentional. And so I just want to know, I'm just asking all you American citizens, all you Christians, all you like America, we're the greatest country in the world. Are we really fucking great? Are we great when we are funding the genocide of an entire group of people? Are we great? While we're watching them unalive children. We're not fucking great, people. I need for people to get this straight. We're not. We can be, but we're not right now. This is if you didn't know prior to the last 6 months, I promise you the people in your circle of influence don't know either. Because if they knew, you would know. So that means you need to be the first in your circle of influence to inform those people. That's it. You need to be the first.
So Danny, I just want people to know, don't feel ashamed, don't feel bad, right? What matters the most is that you are now waking up to it. And what matters the most is what steps are you going to take next?
Right.
What steps are you going to take next? Are you going to be one to repost and share and push this information out? Are you going to be one to go into the streets and make noise? Are you going to be the one to actually reach out to your representatives? Are you going to be the one to boycott? All of this matters. And I will point this out. Today in D.C. at the CNN headquarters, there is a protest. Anybody that is in D.C. at the CNN headquarters, there is a pots and pans protest where bring your pot, bring a spoon, make some noise, because we cannot allow the media to continue to cover the crimes of the Zionist regime backed by the United States of America. We cannot allow them to continue to manufacture consent to unalive Palestinian civilians, women, children, and men. And a lot of times we neglect to mention the men, but we have to make sure people understand that we cannot give them a pass when they unalive men. We cannot. They have to be called out in every single
100%.
aspect.
100%.
So don't feel shame, guys. Don't feel shame. As long as you know now and you're seeking to reach in to get more information. So I just wanted to put that out there for your chat.
So Sevi, the people that you're reaching out to are the people that are your members of Congress. That's who you're reaching out to, because Congress is who votes on funding. Congress is who controls, or who's supposed to control, the damn purse strings in this country, right? So that's who you're reaching out to. But you're also reaching out to the people that are in your local community. So right now, I'm going to take this opportunity to speak to Black and Brown Americans because I can. Okay, I'm gonna get my people. So I have a belief, and you all know this if you've been watching me for a while. I believe that if you belong to the group of people that is either participating in or complicit in or silence about or whatever, you need to be getting your people, right? And so let me just understand. So Warsan, you said, but they are for this. So what's the point? The point is we have to fucking change it. And as long as they don't have to listen, let me just say this. If I have a member of Congress that is supporting this, right? And I feel like they're going to do what they want to do anyway, at least I can make their life fucking miserable every day while they do it. They going to get sick of my ass and my emails and my phone calls and my social media posts and tagging them out and talking about them in my letters to the editor. Like, if people are going to do horrible things, don't make it fucking easy for them. Don't sit back and just give them a pass. That's what the difference is. That's why the United States government is still for oppressing Black people. But that don't mean we got to sit back and make it easy for them. That doesn't mean you stop marching. That doesn't mean you stop sponsoring legislation. That doesn't mean you stop talking to your representatives. That's not what that means. See, this is how I know that people in the United States of America have not had to fight for too much shit. Some of y'all have no idea what it takes. Some of y'all have no idea. Oh, well, they're just going to do it anyway. Do you want to know why? Let me tell you why some people can say that. Because your government has never come for you. Typically, when people say things like, oh, well, they're for it. So what's the use? That's because you ain't got to worry about them coming for you. When you know they coming for you, you know why. Just to call a thing. So for all of my Black and brown Americans out there that are saying, why the fuck should I care about what's happening over there? Because they still doing A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z to us. Let me tell you why. Number one, it is all connected together. Number two, don't be a shitty human being. And number three, how can you not have compassion and anger about anything that is being done that is similar to you? It would seem that you would not want anybody to experience what you have experienced. And if for all of you all hoteps out there, some of y'all don't know what a hotep is, but for all of you hoteps out there, I'm gonna talk to you for a minute. And I want to take just a second, folks, and I want you to hear what Ta-Nehisi Coates said after he came back from going to Gaza. You got it? He wrote this. This appears in the electronic Intifada. That's where this appears. The title of this article is "Palestine is Not So Complicated." Okay. And here's what it says. Here's the quote. Either apartheid is right or wrong. It's really that simple. It's really, really simple. End quote. That came from Ta-Nehisi Coates. And Ta-Nehisi Coates was saying that to a CBS morning show anchor. One of the presenters had just admonished Coates for not acknowledging in his newly published book, The Message, that Israel's occupation and the system of apartheid imposed on Palestinians was a quote unquote complicated issue. So imagine sitting, and I would almost bet I know what that joker looked like who did the admonishing, because they always love to do that shit, right? And it says the previous day, a review of The Message, which is Ta-Nehisi Coates' book, and the New York Times raised the same objection, saying that Coates was quote unquote suggesting that factual complexity is simply so much noise, end quote. Yeah, that anchor also degraded him on air. Sure did. And so he says the it's complicated narrative is a familiar one to Palestine solidarity activists who encounter it routinely. Although they generally recognize it for the ruse it is still very commonly used by Zionists. So Coates' rejoinder that, quote, it's really simple, end quote, is a welcome one. And so is the book, The Message itself. So for those of y'all who do not know who Ta-Nehisi Coates is, please find the fuck out. But he's a best-selling author, award-winning journalist, and an essayist. People call him the James Baldwin of our times. That's what they call Ta-Nehisi Coates. And so the very first book, Between the World and Me, is what really kind of catapulted him. But it was a National Book Award in 2015 for that book, which was basically a letter to his son about his experiences growing up Black in the systemically racist United States. Now, if you don't believe that that's an accurate thing, that the United States of America isn't systemically racist, please come back for another day and I will educate your ass really thoroughly. I promise you. And I will do it with all the systems. We will do it with the judicial system, the legal system, the education system, the financial system. We will do it with the housing system. You come back and I will happily educate you on the systemic racism in the United States of America. Oh, okay. Got it. Where have you been? I missed you. I mean, for a while, Riley Dean, I traveled and then I was back and all the things. So I'm not going to read the rest of this article. I am going to put it in my link tree, though. I am going to put it in my link tree. Black and brown people, we are stronger together. When we all get on board, we will be able to change things. You hear me? When we get on board, we will be able to change things. But the more that everybody is trauma comparing and being selfish, shit is not going to get done. Just saying. Okay, so I don't know some of these people that are requesting up, A Money and Ham and DJK, so I'm going to defer to you. One is somebody whose name is Beauty Ambassador. Another one is Truth 4.0.
Truth is good.
Truth is good? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. She's a Palestinian in America.
Okay, cool. And then another one that I have is Sassy Me.
No idea who that is.
Me either.
For disclaimer, I'm very bad with names.
No worries. Truth is the truth. We love that. Hi, Truth. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
Hi. Nice to meet everybody. I'm sorry. I wanted to speak about you. We were talking about how our country is like very racist. You can just tell by our media, our news, how they speak of people. Like, you guys remember in Rajab, 6-year-old baby was unalive. Our media called her a woman. They called the 6-year-old a woman.
Yep.
But they called the IDF soldier, by the way, white IDF soldier,
A boy.
a child.
Yep.
And it's been like that, bro. If everybody watches Occupation of the American Minds, they actually, like that documentary will actually show you how our media throughout.
Did everybody else lose her?
Sorry,
Or
I had a phone call.
okay, gotcha.
No, I had a phone call, sorry. How throughout my entire life, our media makes out if it was a brown person, especially of Middle Eastern background, we are automatically T people. But if it's a white person, they're mentally,
She got another call. So it is the occupation of the American mind is what she's referring to. Oh,
Truth, are you?
sorry. Husband decides to call right when I get on the line.
no worries.
But it is interesting that we've always, in our representatives, if you guys go look at a bunch of representatives, you have one from North Carolina, you have one from Nebraska, you have one in Ohio. Do you know there's a representative in Ohio who is a Zionist Jew who is literally false accusing a Palestinian doctor in the U.S. saying that, oh, he was attacked, even though there's actual video showing that it actually happened.
Yeah.
And that Palestinian American is now being, he has a $500,000 bail. He had to do a GoFundMe because they closed all his accounts, all because of a representative that chose Israel over the people he's supposed to represent.
And for those of you all who are like, oh, well, you know, but that person's a Palestinian, I'm here to tell you, because of Project Esther, that is exactly what the Heritage Foundation wants it to be like for you. If you are pro-Palestine or anti-Israeli occupation of Gaza, if you are anti-G side of Palestine, they want, and I'm not saying this because I guess it, they say in here, what they want is for you to be labeled as a supporter of the H organization. That's what they want, okay? Now, for those of you all who are not connecting the dots, in the United States of America, if they can declare you to be a terrorist or a terrorist sympathizer or a supporter of a terrorist organization, you lose your ability to have your rights. Literally, they can take your ass, detain you. There's no 48-hour, 72-hour limit. There's no, oh, I have a right to due process. No, there's none of that. You now enter into this really scary gray world where, right, it started with the Patriot Act. And even though the Patriot Act, it sunset Many of the things that allowed them to do that still exist, and these agencies still have the ability to do that. And they say that they want to do this not only to individuals, but to organizations, to academic institutions. And then they want to put so much pressure on platforms and organizations that people will be scared to platform you and allow you to have that voice. If you do not understand that your freedom and your rights as an American citizen are directly tied to Benjamin Netanyahu and what Israel is doing and the Greater Israel Project, you don't know enough. I'm not saying you are dumb or ignorant. I'm saying you don't know enough. And this is your opportunity to become informed. Just saying. Did you just say I'm sorry. I just read a comment. Somebody, I just need to know that this is really happening. Somebody in the comments said that DeSantis is putting the Israeli flag on new license plates. I need to know if that's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing. And then you can actually, if you want that, you can skip the lines at the DMV and just jump everything just because you stand with Israel.
Okay, right? Let me just tell.
It's important to put out there as well that Florida itself actually buys billions of the treasury stocks, billions of bonds. So this is Florida buys the most. The county with the highest Israeli bonds, is Palm Beach County, right? And if you connect the dots, Palm Beach County, Trump, right? That's where Trump's Mar-a-Lago is.
Yes.
If you connect the dots even further, Jeffrey, he's got his home was in Palm Beach County.
Yes.
I can go on and on and on and connect these dots, guys, and people will still continue to call it a conspiracy, but it is the reality of the matter. Right? What point? It's insane. It's absolutely disgusting.
If you have not seen this document, so this is the one that came out October 7th of 2024. DJK, all of you guys, do you all know Sophia from Gaza?
Yeah, we know her. She's in Gaza. Yeah, she is.
Okay.
She speaks English.
Yeah, somebody in the comments was saying, y'all know I don't, unless somebody I know vouches.
Yeah, absolutely. So Phantom was saying that she needs to request up.
She did.
Yeah, I got it, Benchful. I just put it in the comments, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, Linda, so I am a printing fiend.
We have journalists in Abu Sarraj that were just giving updates, but she's welcome to come up and tell them her story, as well as whatever input she wants to put. So Sophia, Emma, go ahead. She's up on the panel.
Yeah. So really quickly, I just wanted to. This is also in the link tree. So this is a special report. Sorry, Project Esther came out on October 7th of 2024, right? This document came out March 12th of this year. And this is a special report from the Heritage Foundation, right? And it is the U.S.-Israel strategy from special relationship to strategic partnership from 2029 to 2047. If you all do not think that this is having consequences, real consequences on American citizens, it is 100%. And you really do, I hope, will choose to become more accurately informed and armed with information about what is actually happening. Go ahead, Sophia.
Amal, اتفضلي.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sister?
Alaikum assalam.
How are you guys doing? First of all, thank you. I'm very honored being with you, and forgive me for trying to spam in the comments. I really wanted to join you earlier, but I didn't have the opportunity or the internet to do this. And I want to tell you that I'm always grateful meeting people who are putting their efforts, their time, their voice, they're risking everything to be the voice of my people in here and support the cause. It is very important that we try together and have every single voice we can have out there. It's the voices out there is the one that's keeping us hope in here, strengthen us to continue in here and defending our rights. It's not a cause of a Palestinian or a Gaza people. It's a cause of a humanity. what's been happening for the last 700 days, and especially what happened today in front of the whole world, is the absolute proof is that we're dealing with this century Satans. Like, those people are the most criminals, and they have been trying to, to say that we're lying about everything. They already started saying that we lie about the starvation, and we lie about the people, and we lie about the kids, and we lie about everything. But it's out there, it's a video, it's literally every time out there, and they're still denying everything. So this is why we need all the voices out there. What happened today is, catastrophic for everyone. And what took my heart to be broken today is that journalist. I know that everyone was talking about the 5 journalist men, but there was a woman between them, and she's
She's
mom.
right here.
And if you know about her story, like,
Yeah.
she was here.
No, she's in my picture.
No.
She's above.
Yeah, she's on the top. We talked about her as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you read
Yes,
her will
Maryam.
also,
Right.
Pam?
I was
Yeah,
reading her will. Did y'all read
Okay,
it on
good.
here already?
Oh wait,
Look for her son. Did her message.
oh
Yeah,
no, we
on Danny's live?
Danny, Sophia. So Miriam had written in, as sad as it is, in anticipation of her death, eventual death, unfortunately, a will to her son, who's currently in Qatar right now, in preparation to the day that she might be killed by the Israeli forces. She wrote that will, and that is public. And DJK, if you have it
I
on
can
hand,
read
if you
it.
want
I
to
have
read
it on hand. In fact, it'll be really quick. I read it on Jeremiah's live earlier, and then we'll go right back to Aman.
So before you
this
do
is,
that, DJK, some other people have joined and they're asking me, can I clarify what happened today? So for those of you all who maybe are just joining and you're not up to speed on what we're talking about. So today in Gaza, there was a double tap. There was a strike on Nassar Medical Center. And first it was, they hit the center with a drone. And then when press came to document, when aid workers came to help those individuals that had been hit with the drone, then it was a tanker shell that was used next. 4 or 5 journalists were unalived. When I went live, it was 4, and maybe up to 5 now, along with 20 other folks that were there. So that is what we were talking about. And it happened on live TV because after the drone, people were recording and it was live. And so when the tanker shell came, that got caught on video. We've played it on this live. The link to it is also in my link tree, but that is what we're discussing today.
Absolutely. And then it's important to also bring attention to is there's over 1,000 Palestinians in that in the Nasser hospital that were seeking medical attention while that happened, as well as they were having emergency surgeries taking place when that strike took place, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read the will, if you don't mind, from Maryam Abu Daka. So guys, you are the heart and soul of your mother. I ask that you pray for me and not weep so that I may rest in peace. Make me proud by working hard, succeeding in your studies, and becoming a capable, accomplished young man. Strive to build a future for yourself, to become a respected businessman. My dearest, never forget me. Everything I did was to see you happy, comfortable, and fulfilled. And when the time comes when you marry and have a daughter, please name her Maryam after me. You are my love, my strength, my pride, and my joy. Always carry yourself with dignity and let your actions honor my memory. Most importantly, Rayef, never neglect your prayers. I've read that like 3 times already, 4 times already today, and I still get goosebumps every time I read it, Danny.
Yeah.
Correct. Well, Miriam's husband, he was martyred, right? Prior to this.
Correct. Yes, he was.
She also gave, in this genocide, she also gave one of her kidneys to her father, and then he lost his life, and then she was taking care of her mom until she lost her as well. And then she had to send her son outside the strip to keep him safe and keep messaging, keep delivering the message. until we can assure that she did it perfectly until her last breath. May Allah grant them the highest levels in heaven. What's happening in here is massacres. It's not only these journalist massacres. Every life matters in here. Our people are not numbers. They are stories. They have their beloved ones. They have their kids. They have their families. They have their dreams. And no one of those names should pass normally. The world out there is normalizing now those numbers, and they get to see those scenes on the screens and passing them. We need actions at this point. We don't need just to keep talking about them and keep sharing. We need some people to keep taking actions. And one of the best actions is that, let's say, boycott. Simple things. Boycott. The protests are doing something, but how about meeting people personally in the street or in the restaurants and just personally talk to them, show them, tell them, do you know what happened? If you saw some family with kids, tell them, you love your kids. Okay, how about if you knew that there were kids, they were not able, like you mentioned, to have a breakfast, or they can go to school, or they lost their parts. When you talk to the people personally, this stucks in their hearts more than they see the protest that's going on. The protest became familiar to the people. We need something more creative. We need to reach the people.
Okay.
I know that this is affecting the governments. Otherwise, they want to try to suppress our voices. Otherwise, we'll not receive bananas on this app. Otherwise, they want to unalive our journalists this way. Otherwise, they want to try to cut the internet and the communications. If they're fighting us, then we're doing something out there that they don't want us, to know that we're doing. But I'm trying my hair. Also, my friends from Gaza, we're trying our best to show the truth. We know that the majority of the news are being hidden from you guys from out there. And that I contact so many friends and they don't know anything from what's going on the ground because they just concentrate on the TV or in the internet what they see. But the fact is 90% from what's happening on the ground is hidden from you guys. And the only way is to keep your connect with the people from the ground in here.
Yeah.
We try our best knowing that in any time, like we are being watched and they know us and they are, they literally watching us in every minute and they can decide in any minute in our lives. Me showing my daughters to speak every time, like my daughter, my name is Amal, first of all, means hope. And my daughter Sophia, she keeps doing videos and we send messages to the world. We send a message about Anis Sharif. It was a beautiful one. We sent a message about her graduation and how she passed her exams under the Bum voice, recorded with videos. We show the tents, we show everything. I'm putting her in danger by showing this, but there is no other way to get the words, sympathy, to get the word, like, do compare between my daughter and their daughter. There is no other way possible.
Yeah, hold on. I
We're
clicked.
trying
So
our best and I appreciate everything.
امل بس دقيقه واحده بدها تحكي كلمه.
yeah, hold on. Yeah, so give me 1 second because Vengeful, I'll bring you back up. Give me 1 second though. It updated and I clicked the wrong person. So give me a second, Vengeful, and I'll bring you back up. Just request up again.
So Elias, so this is Elias. He's in Washington, D.C. at the CNN headquarters, like I was telling you guys about before. Elias is always at protests, so he just wanted to come up and show you guys what's going on.
All the U.S. media is now the new target. Blitzer is doing an interview right now, so if you go to CNN's website, you can see I've got things happening in the window so they can see it.
This is in DC, John. So for those of you all who cannot hear and you cannot see, somebody joined us on the panel They are outside the CNN office in Washington, D.C., and they are protesting.
You can mute Elias, Danny. You can mute him if you'd like, because it's so people can hear you.
Yeah.
But
So
he just wanted to show it also. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no worries. Yeah. So so for those of you all who can't see it, so Elias has joined us. He's out. They're outside of DC. They're outside of CNN in DC. And they are protesting, and they've got a big banner that says Israel's lies are crumbling. They have balloons that they are kind of putting up where they're actually videoing and they're live. So listen, folks, you can find your avenue. Not everybody is going to be a Elias and be outside of CNN, right? But you can, right? But find your way to be part of the movement. The other day, I didn't, when DJ K was like, yeah, I opened a Pepsi because, Coke is part of the no thank you, right? I was like, well, I guess that's the last Sprite I got in the house. Cause I don't do Coke, but I will drink a Sprite, but not now. Now they got to fall into all the other categories, of all the things. So along with Target and a bunch of other things, Coke products buy. And so this is the thing. And so one of the other things that I will say to you all is don't just protest them, but talk about it on your page. Corporations hate being called out. They hate being so download the No Thanks app. Those are corporations and products that you can stop supporting, right? Because they are in some way, shape, or form supporting and contributing to the occupation and the genocide in Israel, in Palestine by Israel. So you can go to the No Thank You app and get a list of those things along the lines of what Truth 4.0 was saying. Somebody said Pepsi is on the list too. That's okay. I don't need no damn sodas anyway.
It is, yeah, 100%. Pepsi is on the boycott list also. Yeah,
so follow me. It's okay. Listen, soda's not good for you anyway. So get your ass some water and be grateful that you have it. But along the lines of what Truth 4.0 was saying, I think Truth 4.0 was saying, when you think about taking this into your circles and the people that are around you, we talk about this a lot in my space about how you can participate and help. You don't own a media company. Cool. So I'm going to teach you what we talk about as our 3 circles. Circle number 1 is your circle of control, which is just you. The only person you control is you, period. That's it, right? So you can control how much information you get. You can control how much research you do. You can control how many documentaries you watch. You can control how well informed you are on what's happening in Palestine. You can control that. The second part, yeah, you're welcome, Elias. The second circle, which is circle number 2, this is your circle of influence. So that is everything that you can influence. You can't control it, but you can influence. So that 100% those are your friends. Those are your family members. Those are your social media followers. Those are the people that you see in the grocery store. These are the people that are around you all the time. And I don't care if it makes them uncomfortable. I keep telling you, if you are uncomfortable, good, because being comfortable is what got us in this mess. We must get uncomfortable and have uncomfortable conversations. But if you focus on these 2 things, because guess what? If you can't control it and you can't influence it, it falls into the 3rd circle. The 3rd circle is anything that you can't control and you can't influence. The problem is most people spend their time in the 3rd circle. That's what people do. Most of the time, people spend their time talking about shit they can't do anything about. But if you actually spend 80% of your emotional currency and your time in circles number 1 and 2, things will change. They will have to, right? This is the circle of control. This is circle number 1, is what you can control. Circle number 2 is what you can influence. Circle number 3 is everything else, right? And the reason why this works, is if everyone does this. is because what is in circle number 2, in circle number 3 for me is in somebody else's circle number 1. It's in somebody else's circle number 2. I can't do anything about the court cases, can I? But the ACLU can. Mark Elias can. All of those other people can. So what can I do to influence that? I can contribute to the ACLU. Like, that's the only thing I can do about it. So let me go ahead and donate my little $5 and keep it pushing, right? And then let me focus on the things that are in my sphere that I can actually do something about. And if we all do that, folks, this is how we win. I say this, we have been talking about this since before the election last year. It's one of the reasons why, even though I wish Donald Trump had not won, it's why I don't have any guilt and I don't have any regret, because I know for a fact that I did everything within my circles 1 and 2 to have a different outcome, right? I can't get on a plane and go to Gaza and volunteer. I can't do that. But I can use my social media platforms. I can use my voice. I can use my skills in terms of graphics and organization and movement. What are your skills? What do you bring to the table? Do those. Right? And yes, the West Bank is also in great danger.
Can I say something?
Of course.
May I say something?
Yeah.
Exactly, you're absolutely right. And this is the way I was trying to reach out people. I created, oh, that was a close one.
I heard it.
I created my way to reach out people. Yeah, it's night, so they started. I'm in the north, literally in the north now. So I created my way to reach out people is that I realized that the people always like to have something in return, to have a grateful. It's in their nature, in their humanity. So I decided to have my chocolate. It's not for selling, it's Sophia's chocolate bars. I give it to anyone who's literally supporting my family with a specific amount. I deliver it to them. It's a fine quality chocolate with some keychains about Palestine with a thank you. And this started encouraging people in a way that I started doing giveaways for the people and supporting some organizations whenever they fundraise. I send them some amounts to help them fundraise. You know, so this is helping. Small steps always makes efforts. You don't have to face the people that they have to take this major action and they have to boycott and go there and speak and do all of those things. They can start with small things. Like you mentioned, they can start by themselves and then they're gonna, realize that the effect that they're, affecting the people around them. Also, there is something you mentioned that you have to feel uncomfortable. There is difference between feeling and between doing action.
Yep.
It's not stopping when you feel. You have to do something and the other side. So if you don't feel right about having your money taxes paid and funding this genocide, what's the action you're taking in return? If you can't just stop paying those taxes, if you're afraid that you've been called to the court or they have something against you, well, you can do something. You can take like third or a quarter of the amount that you pay as a taxes and send it to any organization that's supporting whatever that you can. Like if they're taking some of your taxes and you're financially struggling, you can support once a month. This is not gonna break anyone. This is not gonna make anyone poor.
Yeah,
it's already taken from me to fund this genocide.
So
I believe so.
We have, if you are not sure where to support or how to support, if you want to, Money has an organization. I believe the link to her organization is in my link tree. Abu Sarraj has a GFM that is also in my link tree. There's also a fundraiser for Launch Good, is what it says. That is specifically for aid workers that are at Nasser. I put that up a week or two ago because we know someone who actually volunteers in that medical center. So those are links that are in my link tree, folks, in all my profiles. So you can 100% go and support in that way. Okay.
people that can't boycott like every single day, there is a boycott happening every single Thursday until our government decides that they want to be on the right side of history for once. It is do not spend a dime. Every Thursday, now till the end of the G side, just don't buy anything. Don't use your credit card. Don't buy anything. Don't order anything. Just straight up, just stay at home or just go to your work regularly. And take your lunch with you from home. Don't spend a dime. That is a boycott happening every Thursday. If you guys know the reporter Basan, she is the one that suggested it and hoping people would join to that boycott. Because don't forget, our country, the United States of America, cares more about money than they do people. So when their money is being affected, they have the tendency of listening.
Yep. And we talked about that. Listen, they care about their money more than anything. And this is why, not everybody supports this, but this is just how I get down sometimes. And we're going to do a workshop and next week, and I'll show people how to do it. But one of the things I've been doing is I have been looking up the contributors to the political PACs. So Kufi and AIPAC and others. And I've been looking to see who are your largest donors. And then I look up those people to see what do you do? Like, do you have a company? Like, do you have whatever? People do not like to have their information put like straight out in front, right? So this is something that you can do. And so y'all have seen me, I did it on the live one day in front of everybody, showing people how to do it. But this is the thing. It does matter. It does help. Because people are like, holy shit, now I'm being called out. You are. And that's the thing. So we need to start holding people accountable publicly. Tag their businesses. Now listen, do not dox people in terms of like where they live and stuff. I don't support that. I just don't. Like exposing a business that makes money is fine. I know that people have families and their families, like they have children. Those children aren't that, you know what I mean? That's just how I get down. So that's just the way that I feel. I don't support doxing. So not personal addresses and stuff. I will dox the hell out your company though, your corporation. Oh, and I will dox your church. Listen, if you got your church over here participating in politics, while you are tax-free and all of that, I will absolutely talk about your church all day long. I'll quote you as the pastor and everybody else. So 100%. But I'm just saying, Sophia, you are absolutely correct. That it's the small things, because if everybody does a little something, it will matter. It will make a difference. It's the same thing with voting. We cannot be apathetic and we cannot just be resigned to what is. If everybody goes, oh yeah, but what does my one effort matter? And nobody makes the effort. That's why things don't change. Do it as if. That's what I want you to think about from here moving forward. Say it again.
Sorry to interrupt. This is similar to the government saying we condemn what's happening in Gaza, but then they take no action. Right. This is similar.
Yeah. It's exactly the same thing. And so this is my Jen, did y'all read Jen's statement? So she said pronounce what she's saying.
She wears kofia. Where she goes all day. Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was sounded kofia, but the way she spelled it, I was like, have I been saying it wrong?
It's spelled all different types of ways. People spell it however.
Okay, I got you. Because I saw the E, I was like, that don't sound like. But yeah, so she wears her kofia. So if you all saw my video that I posted the other day, I used to wear my head wraps all the time. And I actually think I need to start doing it more again. It's one of those things where I cover my crown and then it just helps me stay centered and keep the noise out and all the things. But anyway, yeah, so this is how you do it, folks. We cannot let them. There's a hijab version and it's breathable. All right, check you out, Petal the Menace. I love it. All the information. Phantom, you jumped up here. You usually got some sort of housekeeping to share. But if you,
I was asking if you need a commercial break. It's not just being in the queue, but somebody brought me up, I guess.
okay, I brought you up.
I want to share you something weird. I want to share you something weird. So I host lives after midnight my time, and I have people joining. 2 days ago, one man joined. His name was Spider-Man, and he was weird. He kept requesting. So when he joined, I thought he was a Zayo. Then he told me, I'm a pro-Pali. I support Palestine. And do you know what's my next step is gonna be? I told him what? He told me I'm gonna do a Spider-Man with a kufiya pattern so that the families can buy their kids a Spider-Man with a kufiya and support it. Amazing. Like, you can use the money you get out of this idea for charity, and he's working on it. And he said, I have a female version.
I love that.
Yeah, we're definitely having something out of this.
Yeah, listen, folks, it is okay to be sad sometimes. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry, but you cannot stop at just the emotion. That emotion must lead you to action. And then you have to be consistent in that action. It cannot just be a one-off. You've got to be consistent in your action if we want things to change. And let me just say this, the fate of the United States of America, in my humble opinion, is tied to the fate of Palestine. I just do believe that. I believe that what we are witnessing is a global issue. And we've got to start recognizing that we are not an island unto ourselves. And what this administration is doing is not America first, just so that we are all clear. It is not. So, Sophia, Truth, do you all have anything?
America first is anti-Semitic though. Hello. Did you forget?
Look here. This is how I feel about all of it. And I am very clear. Yeah. Habibti, Sacred City. Salam. See, I know.
I wanted to show you guys the Florida plate that you guys were talking about earlier. This is the Florida license plate that we apparently stand as a DMT state. If you guys didn't see it, this is what DeSantis has been pushing for.
Yeah.
I cannot. I cannot. I am getting to the place now where we're gonna have to do something about Congress. I just need to be very fucking clear. We have to do something about Congress and our governors. And if you all don't understand, this is part of the change our relationship with Israel. Oh, let me share that with you all for a second. Listen. So this is page 2. This is what the Heritage Foundation is saying about what they want the United States relationship with Israel to become. You ready? He says, "Whoo, Lord." The United States should use the new opportunity of the current MOU, which is a memorandum of understanding, expiration in fiscal year 2028, to forge a new relationship with the state of Israel that elevates and expands the bilateral ties from one of primarily a security aid recipient and elevates it into a true strategic partnership. The United States reserves this type of relationship with its closest and most trusted allies, such as the United Kingdom, as it is a reflection that the partner provides unique military, economic, cultural, and other compatibility and value to the U.S. It also sends a clear message to the partnership's enemies that both nations have a vested interest in working together to address strategic challenges. To achieve this strategic partnership with Jerusalem, Washington must continue to work deliberately to change Israel's geopolitical position within the region. This goal can be accomplished through 2 tracks: creating and enhancing security and commercial ties between the Jewish state and its Arab neighbors, and ending Israel's reliance on U.S. military financing. To bolster Israel's security, the U.S. should pursue the new regional, I need to see who that is, the new regional architecture that brings Israel into closer security alignment with other Western aligned Arab countries as envisioned by President Donald Trump during his first term. The Middle East Strategic Alliance, MESA, is an example of one such framework, as it was intended as a security partnership between the Gulf Cooperation Council countries, which is Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, and Egypt and Jordan. It should be revived, listen to this, with some alterations, including the addition of Israel from the outset. To deepen Israel's commercial ties with the region. This came out in March, by the way. This came out in March. To deepen Israel's commercial ties with the region, the U.S. should expand the Abraham Accords, the first normalization deals between Israel and Muslim-majority neighbors in a quarter century, official and public ties between Israel and Saudi Arabia and other non-Middle Eastern countries, such as Indonesia, will create new markets for Israeli goods and technology. The member countries will find new avenues of trade and energy cooperation, thereby creating a convergence of interest between Israel and the Muslim world based on mutual prosperity. Y'all know who they mean when they talk about prosperity. It's not us. Taken together, developing and enhancing Israel's security and commercial ties with regional partners, backed by the assurances of the United States, would fundamentally alter Israel's geostrategic position. No longer will it be isolated and left on its own to respond to threats on its borders or those further afield. Instead, it will be an integral part of the new regional security and commercial paradigm with the requisite agreements and infrastructure with a vested and shared interest in addressing common threats to ensure stability, not prosperity for the Muslim world either. Correct, Wonderbird, correct. But guys, they give you an entire framework as to how they intend to make this happen. Right. So Sonia Sita said, where is the partnership? The relationship is heavily one-sided in benefit. But here's the thing. If you're a Zionist, you don't believe that. So Sonia Sita, if you're a Zionist and you believe that with every advancement, so this is when people become most dangerous, when they believe that what they are doing is in the furtherance of God's plan. In case y'all don't know that by now, when people think they are doing something for the Lord, that's how they say it where I come from. When people think they are doing something in the name of, oh, I didn't see you, Abu Sarraj. When people think that they are doing something in the name of God, right? That is when they do dangerous things, and it is really difficult to get them to see anything otherwise. It is the weaponization of faith. Why is it not? It's like trying to show you, but not showing you.
It would be his network.
Yeah.
His network is slow a little bit.
If I can take this opportunity, there is over 300 people, and share you on the map about the people locations now in Gaza and how dangerous is it, the situation, and their plan of evacuating the people that they're working now.
Yep. Abu Sarraj.
Give me the please.
Yeah, hold on, and I'm gonna enlarge you. Abu Sarraj is not showing you as having requested now. I don't know where you went. Hear the babies. Wonderbird said, I'm questioning my Christian faith now. I just purchased a Quran. Well, in that Quran, you will hear Jesus talked about more than in the Bible.
Sorry, my kid is being noisy.
There it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Back it up a little bit, it'll clear up.
نكتة.
There you go.
Okay. I have the English map, but it's already doodled on. So I have now this map without doodles. So I'm gonna explain you. Now this is the Gaza Strip. Okay, this is the
I
north
wish
of
you
the
guys
Gaza
could see
Strip.
this.
This is the south of the Gaza Strip. Okay, it's not cutting. Okay, you hear me very well, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So now let's start talking about the red areas first. This is the eastern of the Gaza Strip, and this is the Mediterranean Sea over here. The red areas are the ones that the IDF are fully controlling. Their tanks, their gangs, their military, their weapons, their source, everything is in this area. Okay, so they have full control over the whole strip from the
I will
eastern
clip
areas
this and post it on the other platforms.
And they have control on the northern areas, which is Beit Lahia, Beit Hanun, and they have control on over Rafah. So they siege the whole strip now from the top, bottom, right, and the left is already, surrounded by the boats, and they can unalive anyone, and no one is capable of reaching the sea. The people can only get for a few meters inside the sea. Otherwise, they unalive them directly, and we have seen them doing this to the fishermen we have in here. Now, in order to take control over the whole strip, they divided the strip. So they already control it from here and here. To make it easier, they made those 5 lines to divide the strip. This is let me begin with the ones you already know. This is Philadelphia line, okay, and this is the popular Mirage line. This one goes between Rafah and Khan Yunis. Then that's Kisufim line. This is between Khan Yunis and the central of the Gaza city. And this is Nitsarim line. You already know, the one that separates the north from south of the strip. They have control over it. And now there is Miflasim line. They are dividing the north of the Gaza Strip, 2 sides, the Gaza city and the northern areas. Now we see this pale area in here. This is Jabalia camp, Jabalia camp, and this is Zaytun and Sabra areas. Those areas are being bombed heavily in the last 10 days, and this is escalating. The people are evacuating from here to this small square. This small squares literally contains now 1.2 million people who ran seeking safety from those areas to here. This is literally less than 20% of the north of the Gaza Strip. This is literally approximate to 20% of the north of the Gaza Strip that contains 1.2 million people. And I have to make sure you guys know that this is not a safe area. We are being bombed in here. No one is safe, okay? This area contains a Shifa Hospital, Al-Quds Hospital, and a Rantisi Hospital. Those 3 hospitals are remaining in this area. The people are now evacuating from here. The tanks did not move to those areas. They are in there, but they are literally now wiping the buildings. Their strategy is to wipe. So they wipe, then they go forward. They wipe, and then they shrink the areas. In a try to push the people to go to the south of the Gaza Strip. Now, if you see, the only way for the people to go to the south is through this line by the sea. And we have already Nitsarim line. And Nitsarim line, they put so many tanks over there. And they have high things they stand over, like bulldozers, and they have snipers over this area. They have snipers. So they can unalive anyone literally they want who goes through this area. They said that we're not gonna security check the people. We're not gonna check the people who are going from here to there, but this is a lie. They're already, and they're literally watching everyone. Now let's go to the north, to the south of the Gaza Strip. You see, after Mirat line, they took majority of Khan Yunis city. What's left of Khan Yunis city is this little area, which called Mawasi Khan Yunis. Okay, Mawasi Khan Yunis is crowded by people. It's been crowded since the beginning of this genocide. People from Rafah evacuated here, and the eastern areas of Khan Yunis also evacuated here. Okay, Nasser Hospital, the one they did the massacre today, is located in here, in this area. So supposed to be in the white area that they are pushing the people in, and yet they unalive the people. They unalive the people today. Let's go to Deir al-Balah. Deir al-Balah has been since they started evacuating people, the most crowded area that contains people who evacuate from the south, from the north. They go to Deir al-Balah. The areas that you guys see, the white areas, are less than 80. Like they control more than 80% of the strip, which leaving the people who are approximately 2 million people stuck in 25% of the whole Gaza Strip without any safe places, without.
I hope that helped.
People are crowded. You can imagine how the disease, how the lack of water, how the lack of food isn't there, how hard is the situation, and how any tiny target in those areas can unalive so many people. The situation is very, very dangerous. In this area, they are trying to unalive the people, and I can assure you, Jerusalem Hospital isn't here, Al-Quds Hospital. It's literally where I'm pointing. It's close to me, and the bullets are arriving here. The bullets every night hit the hospital. They bomb the gates of those hospitals like they bombed today, Nasser Hospital in here. Like they bombed a whole camp that's out of 200 tents last week that's by Al-Aqsa Hospital, that's in Deir al-Balah. They are now trying to push the people, claiming it's a safe area. And do you know what's their next plan? They want to take the people from here to the camps in here, and then take those people to camps in Rafah, by the gangs and by Druze and by, they want to hide us in here, and then they want to make it a big prison where they hide us from the whole world, and they continue taking the land. This is literally their plan that they're working on. The people don't want to leave, but we have souls that we're responsible of, that force us to live under the fire. So this is the brief of the situation. If you have any questions, I'm here. Just I can explain you anything you want.
That is phenomenal. And I'm so grateful for you sharing. I'm gonna clip that piece to post on my socials. Yeah, that's phenomenal for people to be able to see. So somebody asked, where is Gaza City on that map?
This is Gaza City. I'm sorry, I usually show it in English. I show it every day on my live. It's usually in English, but this is the one. Okay, let me show you the one in English. Bear with me. It's doodle, but you can understand it. And sorry, my daughter is being annoying.
Don't apologize.
So this is this is the Gaza City. Okay, y'all. This is the map. Is just rotated a little bit. This is the Gaza City. This is the north of Gaza. This is Jabalia, and this is Deir al-Balah, Khan Yunis, and Rafah. Like we explained you, this is the sea. We have boats. This is the eastern areas. All of those black dots are tanks, and this pale area is the area that's being bombed right now and about to be red areas. And the yellow ones are the ones that the people are sitting in there. We're literally in here, and the majority of the people in the south are in this area, and they want all of us to be in here, and then bring all of the 2 million people into this little area. This is their unrealistic plan.
This is crazy.
Their military, even their own military, saying that this can't even happen in your dreams, but they insist to unalive the people in here. So this is the Gaza City, and this is Netzarim. And by the way, by Netzarim, there are tanks that bombs here and there. They bomb in both ways. And I want to add also, the people who go to the aid distribution points, they are in here. And they unalive the people by the American aid distribution points by here, and one is in here. And the people who lost their lives by Zikim, you might hear about Zikim. I'm not sure if you hear this name, but Zikim is another port that's in the strip, and it's by there, okay? And they unalive the people in here as well who are trying to receive aid. So we're still losing people for this cause.
Can I say something, please? Thank you, Sophia, for explaining. I do believe that these are important information for the people to understand the nature and the geography of the Gaza Strip. I just want to state on the fact that the area of the Gaza Strip is 365 square kilometers. It is a home for 2.2 million Palestinians. 80% of the population in the Gaza Strip are refugees, including myself. My grandparents were kicked out of Jaffa and other areas in Palestine, and they moved to the Gaza Strip, and we have living in the Gaza Strip as refugees since then. So it's the most densely populated area in the world. So when they take control over 75% of the area and try to push more than 2 million Palestinians in a very narrow area, you can only imagine how the situation is going to be catastrophic on all aspects and in all sides. Why this is important, guys? Away from displacement, which is something that we as Palestinians don't want to see happening, the idea of gathering all of these people together under such poor conditions, it will help in spreading diseases among children and women and everyone living in that area. It also will create a pressure on food supplies, water supplies, and medication, in which the hospitals who are operating in the so-called safe zone won't be able to cover the needs of more than 2 million people who will get sick probably and who will need urgent medical care. So when it comes to water, it's going to be way much harder for us. When it comes to food, when it comes to medication, in all aspects, they are trying to make the Gaza Strip unlivable for the Palestinians. And this is their goal. This is their end game. Making the Gaza Strip unlivable. And that's why they are working in a systematic way to deliberately destroy and demolish all of our infrastructure, buildings, hospitals, the schools, the clinics, and everything we need to survive inside the Gaza Strip. So this is what I wanted to add regarding this point. But I just read something that really made me angry, which is Trump. Trump again is stating that no one should forget October 7th. Again, they are making it centered around October 7th and what happened on October 7th. But what about 8 decades of occupation? What about all of the Israelis' crimes before October 7th, in which they unalived thousands of Palestinians and did so many horrible things to my people? No one talks about that. They have forgotten about the massacres they committed in Nakba in 1948, in 1967, and in almost every year the occupation stayed in Palestine. They have been committing massacres, analyzing Palestinians, stealing more of our lands, expanding their settlements, and trying to root themselves in our land by uprooting the Palestinians and everything that they care about. I read the other day, even olive trees, like yesterday, they uprooted 3,000 olive trees in the West Bank for no reason, just to make the Palestinians angry and to push them out of their homeland. So again, my question is to my fellow Americans, if Trump is saying, don't forget October 7th, I tell you to him and to tell your fellow Americans that they shouldn't forget who started all of this. And why did October 7th happen in the first place? How come they don't mention the fact that we have been under siege for almost 18 years? How come they are expecting us to live in the largest open-air prison and do nothing about it? How come they expect us to be bombed, massacred, butchered, and do nothing about it? How come they get to control our water, our food, and our medication, and then we have no right to do anything about it? It is not fair. And the double standards and the hypocrisy that we are witnessing nowadays is something that I have never seen alike before. It's insane how our lives mean nothing to them, how they consider us like nothing. They are basically not treating us as a human beings who are worthy of living. And that's why when they see the images and the video, they don't feel anything towards us. And it's actually scary. It scares me that there are people out there who have this complete disregard for a human value when it comes to the Palestinians. Shame on them.
100%. I want to, while I have all of you here, because every time that I'm live and every time I'm in a conversation, you all aren't with me. And Sophia, you did such an amazing job outlining that. I want you all to double check me. See if I can articulate to people what you just articulated. Okay. And then Abu Saraj, I'm going to come back to what you just said. But I want to make sure that I can do this. So I'm holding this, but for the other, because I took a picture of your picture. And so I'm holding it for the other groups. So if I were explaining this to people, I would be explaining that that in order for them to take the strip, whoops, it went away. Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. So all of the dark red that is out there, that is where they have already occupied. To the inside of the boot. So like if you take your pen all the way over, on the other side is the ports. That's the ocean, right? On the other side. And so out in the oceans, yep, that's the sea.
So no, have you seen me posting the clips, but I've been downloading them since
Hold on, I got him. Look, A Money is doing her thing. Okay, so what I understand is everything that is in red, they already have. Everything that is in pale is where they are currently they're currently booming to clear things. Say it again.
They're literally wiping those areas square by square. Yeah.
Yep. So they're wiping it out square by square everywhere that it is pale. The white, so the top small white square, that is Gaza City. That is where approximately what's left of Gaza City.
So basically this is Gaza City. This is Gaza City. If you see this,
yep, I see it.
This is Gaza City.
Yep. Okay. And so that's the only part of Gaza City that is left, and it's still not safe because they're still booming. But that's where over 1 million people are now in that small confined area. Correct?
Exactly.
Okay. And if I go down to past the second line, right up to the top of there. So right there, there's one food distribution center that is right there at that top. And at the bottom of that area is where there's more. Yep, right down here. If you come all the way down at the bottom, there's more food distribution centers down here. However, and those are the only, so there's only one up on the top of that section, and there's several at the bottom.
And it's left.
Yep.
There were 4, but they closed one in here.
Yep. Okay, the one in Rafah.
A place for the
Got it. And then and then on those borders where those where the food is, where the food distribution centers are, they actually have, so that top line that's in between what's left of Gaza City and the other section, that middle line, if you go up one line to, right there, there are tanks. Yep, there are tanks that are sitting, and they shoot one shoots north and one shoots south on the people, and that section
more than 2.
Yeah.
They target both sides. Yeah.
Yep. And then that area is where they say that they're not going to patrol people. They're not going to whatever people, but they do. They target those people as they're trying to get down further south, which is where they're telling them to go. Yeah.
Exactly. And I want to remind you that you see this block, they literally posted 3 times evacuation orders to literally half of those areas. This contains the government buildings and the universities buildings and the Shifa Hospital. All of those areas are located in the heart of the square. And they said that we will bomb those areas because the H group uses them. So we have been terrified every time passing by those areas because they bomb them every night. This area is bombed every night. The people tense, especially in this area.
Yep.
And the people by the sea, they bomb them.
So we hear that area a lot when I'm on my live because Mohammed, one of the press members, is on with us, and so we hear it. We can actually, just like we heard it when it was close to you just a second ago. We can hear it. We can hear it when he's live as well. When it goes dark, we can hear the drones all the time. We can hear the planes all the time. So and then the goal is to get everyone down into that small section down there in Rafah, where there's 2 million people. Yeah, right. But the end goal, like if they were gonna. Yeah, they're going to end there. But so it's just to slowly kind of move and to keep. So it's to boom, boom. Then it is to wipe and keep doing that until it moves everyone down, until you get 2 million Palestinians in this small section of Rafah, and just kind of out of the sight of everybody. So I hope that, did I do a decent job explaining that to people?
Amazing. You did amazing. And I will make you one in English, and I will make you like progress lines, ones with the tanks, like an architect.
Yeah, because I took pictures of it. Like I took pictures of that one that you had. Yeah. And so I was gonna do the same thing. I was gonna take it from yours that you did.
A decent one.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Because these are things that people don't know. And I truly do believe that the more that people are armed with accurate information, the more activated they will be. Seeing that, I wasn't ready. Let me just tell you, Abu Sarraj, when you sent me the video and you said, please share this, sister, they did this on live TV. I wasn't prepared when I clicked it to see what I saw. I was not prepared. I look like I'm just watching some folks around there. I don't know that the drone has happened, but that the tanker shell hasn't happened. I wasn't prepared to literally see everything in front of me just explode. I wasn't. And I think that the silver lining is it happened live. They can't deny it. It happened in front of the entire world. And now we have to 100% hold them accountable and build on the momentum. As much as they have their plans. They have their plans. They've been working on this for a long time. And we have to get organized and strategized so that we can do what we can to make a difference. We just do.
I started sharing the maps when I was during a live talking, and then I realized some of the people who were joining the same live, supporting the people in Gaza every time with anything that they can. I feel that they're not getting what I'm trying to share. So I grabbed a map and I realized that they don't know anything about the areas that we're mentioning. They're trying, but no one is explaining them. This is why I started sharing this map every single day with updates for the people in here. I do it every day, and every day people know what's actually happening, because you can, in this way, you can imagine what's their strategy, what's their plans, and how it's miserable in here.
The map is brilliant. The map is brilliant. Every journalist in the United States of America should be doing that. We just showed the DC protest. Elias was here and we showed it live just a little bit ago. But this is incredibly helpful because I say this a lot. Americans are very self-centered, and our education system is. We don't learn about other cultures and other places the way that you all do. We ain't been around as long, and so it's great for people to know. So I appreciate that.
Danny?
Yes.
Yeah, Danny.
Abu Sarraj has a delay.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Hello?
Yes. Abu Sarraj, we can hear you.
Okay, I just wanted to that all of you guys are doing a great job in learning. And
He's cutting out. Sophia, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna follow you, and I will.
I just wanted to say, Danny, that if you spend enough time with us, you're gonna become, if you spend enough time with us, you're gonna become Danistinian soon, inshallah.
A Danistinian. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm down for it. I told you, A Money is gonna teach me Brooklyn Arabic.
You know I am.
Yeah, A Money is gonna teach me Brooklyn
Arabic. Danny's gonna understand Arabic if I teach her the Brooklyn way first. Okay?
Wait. Are you teaching Madani or Falahi though? Come on now.
Okay. Well, first of all, it doesn't matter. I do both. So whatever I feel like teaching Danny in the moment, that's what she's gonna get. Okay?
Right, like Yanni.
Are you gonna turn into somebody like me that talks both ways?
I taught her Keith Halleck the other day. So Keith Halleck.
Oh my gosh, you make me do this all the time. Say it again.
You got this.
Keith Halleck.
Halleck.
Keith Halleck, which is like how it's like how are you, right?
Yeah. See, look at you.
Yeah, Keith Halleck. Yes. And so like I know CT is grandmother. I know Habibi is how I say my love to like male, and then Habibti is the female version of that. I know Yanni is like or like or whatever. I forgot yo.
Yo was like no wait, was it marhaba? I think it was marhaba.
Marhaba, yes. Marhaba.
It's like hello.
Yeah, this is like hello, but it's like different variations. You feel me?
By the way,
Danny for learning though.
Yeah.
Guys, by the way, mind you, my friends keep asking me. So I have a 15 minutes teaching my friends an Arabic word every day, and then next live we exam them. Yeah, so feel free to join. We do it 7 p.m. New York time.
Okay.
Every day.
Look at that. Love it. Okay. I appreciate it. So listen, this is the thing, folks. This is how it just makes it'll sound really serious. It will sound silly, right? But just being able to just speak a little bit in a way that connects us, right? Helps bridge that gap. People, like I said today, Abu Sarraj, there were people that were like, oh my God, I hope that's not one of our Mohammeds. I hope that's not one of, it's these connections that will matter over time and that will make a difference. So I truly do appreciate you all and your patience. And I'm a big believer that it should never be upon the discriminated or oppressed group to educate people. And I am so grateful that you all are willing to do it. And so what I hope to do is to learn as much as I can so that you don't have to do as much heavy lifting, because it should be us. I should be educating. I should be fighting on your behalf. And so hopefully the more of us that learn and become informed and are able to advocate for you, you won't have to do as much advocating, and you can just heal a little bit more, right? You got enough on your plates. So I appreciate you, and I'm grateful for your willingness to educate us in the midst of everything that you are experiencing and going through.
Our duty, my sister. It's our.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Sophia.
No, I was saying it's our duty. When I joined, I realized that I can use my English, knowing that I never had any English courses. It's just of what I catch from movies and stuff like that. And through practicing this year and a half, alhamdulillah, I think I have a small knowledge with speaking English. And I feel it's a responsibility to share it and to be my people's voice, as Abu Siraj do, as my friends. Everyone is sharing the way they can.
Yeah.
So this is the least we can do.
Yeah.
And inshallah, it's helpful.
Yeah.
Brother Mitchell wanted to speak, I believe. But fair warning, he has an echo.
Yeah, it's probably me, but I'm gonna do some of my duties and say.
It's not you.
Salam. Oh, it's not me. Okay. Salam, my Palestinian friends. Hello, my Danikins. Please tap the screen, share the live. Make sure you send your daily heart needs and go populars and hit the numbers at the top of your screen so you can level up on Danny's live. If you are a subscriber or non-subscriber, you can join us on Discord. On Danny's Discord, subscribers just hit the star at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen to join, so you can have your subscriber badge when you join into Discord. Non-subscribers join in through Danny's link tree that is on her profile. It's a little robot at the top of the link tree that you would tap on, and it'll get you access into the Discord. Make sure you go through the whole verification process so you can get fully verified and fully into Discord so you can have access to all the things that are available to you in there. We also have her link tree links on her Discord as well. So if you don't have her link tree, you can always find the links in her Discord in one of the channels that are in there. We do appreciate y'all for coming out and talking to us. That map is very helpful, Sophia, because without that map, a lot of us would not know where exactly they were in your country.
100%. This is like literally, I was over here taking pictures of the map because it's just helpful. So I want to make sure that everybody that is on that has something to share. Oh, let me go. I need to go back and just touch on when Abu Siraj came back on the panel, and he said that Donald Trump has made him mad, which is a current state of being for me. When Donald Trump said, don't forget October 7th. Here, let me just say something about Donald Trump, the GOP, the Republican Party, and the United States of America. They always want you to remember what suits them, and they want you to get over what doesn't. And so, they want you to get over the civil rights movement. They want you to get over what happened in the 50s and 60s. They want you to get over slavery, but they want you to never forget 9/11, never forget whatever. So listen, they can miss me with that bullshit. And I want to be clear about this. If you do not know that what happened on October 7th is something that was a long time coming, and was a response to other action, right? I got you, Phantom. Thank you. If you don't know that, if you don't understand that, I strongly encourage you to become better informed. Salam Mohammed, I strongly ask you to become better informed, because once you know, even if you are like, gosh, I don't support anybody unaliving anybody, you will understand how we got where we are, and you will understand that if Israel doesn't want this, listen, it would be like me coming to your house one day and deciding I'm gonna live in your house. And you like, girl, you need to leave. And I'm like, nah, I think I'm gonna stay here, right? And then not only do I stay in your house, I don't let you leave either. And I tell you in your own house whether you can go from your bedroom to your bathroom, what you can have in your closet, what you can't, what you can eat out of your refrigerator. If you can eat, I determine whether or not you can buy groceries for your own house. Like if I did that for a long period of time, right? And your neighbor called in the back, in the window in the back, and was like, I'm getting ready to fuck her up, you would not object. You would not object. And so I just need for you all to really kind of understand the totality of what has been almost 80 years of occupation, and it's not okay. Okay, just saying. Vengeance, I know you wanted to say something.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for, I'm not echoing, am I?
Alaikum salam.
Am I echoing?
Nope, you're good.
Excellent. Thank you for having me on your panel. I know I haven't been here before, but I appreciate listening to you. I think what you're doing and your approach is really amazing. So appreciate you. Assalamu alaikum, Abu Saraz, Money, Truth. First thing, guys, anyone here who is learning and educating from this live, Abu Shiraz and Amal, Sophia and Gaza and Money, they go live every single day and they bring updates. So please follow them and support them. They also bring, Gazans on their panels. So please go to their lives and, even if you can't gift,
Sorry.
Salam alaikum, Muhammad.
Salam
Follow learn their stories, amplify what they're saying. And, one thing Danny was saying that I really, really appreciate and I think is really important at this point in time is, this is a great tool on TikTok to learn, to share things, but we still are in a little bit of bubble in this community. The greatest thing you can do is when you learn these things that are actually going on, the truth, which you're only going to learn from the journalists and the people on the ground in Gaza, is not just share it on TikTok, but like Danny was saying, go into your community, go to your family, go to your community, go to your neighbors and educate themselves. Educate them. It's like, make them uncomfortable because that's okay, because look what is happening to Palestine right now. Look what is happening elsewhere. We need to show people so they can no longer, turn away and pretend it's not happening. So right now, as we're watching the end stages attempted of this genocide and Holocaust, make sure you're out there. Anyone near you, don't care, where they are on the political spectrum. This isn't political. This is human right now. Yep. And that's how we need to make everyone see these atrocities, get them angry, make them speak up. And if they're uncomfortable and they turn away, so be it. Then they are bad people, in my opinion. So please do that. And Danny, just a suggestion, with your lives, you can clip like the parts where Amal was going through the way things are happening in Gaza and the cleansing attempts and stuff, and you can post that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Guys,
yeah, that's what I said earlier. I was going to clip it.
Yeah, the visual is so important for people to understand because most people in the West don't have that education. They don't have the geography knowledge. They don't have the geopolitical knowledge. So it's our job to educate now. That's all I kind of wanted to say. That I really appreciate you and to really, really support Gazans on the ground the most you can right now. And like and Truth, by the way, Truth's the best also. She's a free agent. She runs everywhere. does
I have multiple accounts. I do have multiple accounts. So if it's not this account, there's like 6 other, but if you see a building in olive in a orange, that's usually me.
Yeah, and she's everywhere all the time. She's amazing. So thank you for giving me a couple minutes. Salam alaikum, everyone. But listen, we are always stronger together, and we do need in the West, especially because we are the mother colony here in America, and even the UK and France and stuff. We the people need to be doing the work. We need to be as strong as the Palestinians, and we're not there yet. We need to get there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, appreciate you, Vengeance. I want to, yes. And so, yes, Truth, I'm going to get to you. You are next. Before I do that, I need to say something because I saw some things that happened in the comments and this is my space. And so I've got to be diligent and responsible with it. So there was a comment that was made in the chat that said there was no justification for October 7th and there's no justification for what Netanyahu is doing currently. And I feel like it's very important for me to correct that statement. And not necessarily to correct it, but to clarify what's being said. Yes. Alaikum salam, Mohammed. So hold on, he's updating. So give me a second. Okay, I think. Okay, so let me say this. He's got a delay. It's okay.
كيف الاحتلال ارتكب الجريمة اليوم جريمة نكراء على مرأى ومسمع جريمة نكراء على مرأى ومسمع العالم كانت ولا حدا حرك ساكت. اوكي تمام مش شايف. السلام عليكم.
Okay, so I need to finish this. So yeah. So when we say that, when people say there's no justification for October 7th, what I would say is that unless you are Palestinian and have lived in Palestine for the last 78, 80 years, that is not your statement to make. You do not live there. You have not experienced it. The same way that nobody can tell Black people what is justified. You can't tell me how we can and can't protest. You can't judge if people like set a car on fire. You can't say shit. I need to be very, very clear about that. We do not get to tell people how they are allowed to feel about almost a century of occupation and oppression and apartheid. We don't get to do that. We do not get to police other people's emotions and experiences from their own trauma. Absolutely not. What I can say is I don't want anybody unaliving anybody, right? I don't. And at the same time, I understand how after such a long time, people reach a place where they're like, fuck this, we are doing something. I don't have to like that people are involved or that hostages are involved. I don't have to like that. That doesn't have to feel good. I don't have to say like, hell yeah, I'm glad you did that. What I can say is shit, I understand. And understanding something does not mean that you like condone or whatever. Here's what I will say, okay? As a Black woman in the United States of America, I get told so many times when there's another usually Black boy, but sometimes Black woman in this country or Black child in this country that is unalived by a police officer, we get told all the time, oh my gosh, you know, it's not bad enough to be ABC. And people thought that what happened, this is what's so crazy to me, y'all. We watched somebody stand on a man's neck for 9 fucking minutes and unalive him in front of our entire community. And y'all had the nerve to open your mouth and criticize how people protested. You don't get to do that. And you do not get to do it where Palestinians are concerned. It's not your business. It's not. So here's what I need to say that so that everyone is clear that you don't get to do that.
Can I add one thing to that, if that's okay, Danny?
Yeah, let me finish first, though. Let me finish first, though.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, because I think that this is really important. If you are someone who says that, this is an opportunity for you to check your privilege of whatever it is that has you in that space. Because we should know that. I can never tell anybody else what is an appropriate response for their trauma, ever. I don't get to do that at all. And so I just need to be clear, since this is my space and this is my live, not to do that. And if you have a better way to say that, a better way to handle that thought is to say, I have questions. You might want to ask yourself, what would make a group of people take that type of action? What would cause people to get to that place? Ask yourself that. Have you sat around and had to, how many times have you been pew-pewed when you're trying to go get food? How many times? How many times have people come in and just taken over your home? Just taken over it. Like you don't get to have it anymore. It is not, you don't get to judge those folks. Period. And let me just say this, even when we say it was H group and not Palestinians, I have to say this, okay? I don't support terrorism at all. And let me also say this. From my understanding, and A-Money and Truth and Mohammed, you all feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But my understanding is that whatever the issues that Palestinians may have with the H organization and how they do things, they support the H organization's defense of Palestine against Israel. And it's important for us to be clear about that. I'm just saying, folks, to some degree, you know, what I hear a lot, the way that they paint the H organization is the way white people painted the Black Panthers for a really long time. That's what it reminds me of. Go ahead, Vengeance, and then I think Ham wants to say something, and then I would like to get Raja up because I have a hard stop in like soon.
All right.
Also,
really quick.
Sorry, SpongeBob. Also, Daniel, look what they did to Nelson Mandela when they labeled him a TS.
100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Just saying.
I just wanted to point out to your audience, and everything you said is so true and valid, and I really appreciate it. But we need to remember we have to remember we actually have international law, and under international law, any single people under occupation, especially by an occupation, they have the right to resist by any means necessary. So, you know, that includes picking up arms. You know, that includes defending yourself, you know, with arms. So we have to remember, under international law, it's not only morally correct, because if you're under occupation for that long and being, you know, G-sided and all this kind of stuff and starved, but under international law, the only people following international law was the resistance, was Hamas, is the Palestinians. The only people breaking international law is Israel and America and those supporting it. It's very, very clearly written out. It was written out after WW2 and the Geneva Convention. Palestinians have the right to resist their violent occupation under any means necessary. So they are not TIAs, never have been. The only people that are TIAs are the occupation and Americans and West that are supporting that. And I think, you know, outside of just being moral and like we cannot question what someone goes through and how they resist, like it's also, we as a human beings, as a world, have made this international law. So for every time the mainstream media and others say, oh, well, it was a TIAS attack, oh, October 7th, that wasn't a TIAS attack. That was resistance to occupation. That's all it was. And to play those roles in semantics, you know, it does bother me in a big way because we're lying. They're lying to us. Palestinians have done nothing wrong.
100%.
Right, sorry, thank you for letting me say that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And also, I need to drop you real quick so that I can bring up Sophia. And I want to do it. I want to do it in this order. I need to do Truth, then Ham. Wait, can I do Truth, then Mohammed, then Ham, and then if Raja has something to share, because I have a hard stop in 10 minutes because Mila is going to meet her teacher. We finished her registration this morning. She's going to meet her pre-K teacher before she starts in the morning. So,
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Really,
Salam.
Really quick, because I also wanted to comment about that comment that you had that somebody had written. Really quick, as in there was no justification on October 7th. There was justification on October 7th. The resistance group did a military hit. We have no evidence or no victims of what actually happened that were so-called civilians. If you can go look it up yourself, according to Netanyahu, it's an anti-Semite to actually investigate October 7th. The only people that were calling for investigation were the resistance groups trying to prove innocence. So why would a group of so-called T's want to prove innocence if they did something wrong?
Right.
Also, you can actually, the T state had no access to Valley Nova Festival. There's a video on one of my accounts that literally tells you how it was a festival for IDF soldiers. And as you know, you can check it out. IDF soldiers, even when they are not serving, carry weapons. So they are legitimate targets. You have these so-called kibbutz that are literally built as the first line of defense, meaning Israel uses their own people as human shields. And the person that said that there was no justification, there is always justification for resistance. There's no justification for the Holocaust happening against the Palestinians. As a Palestinian American, first generation born in the U.S., I've lost family members. I've had family members, and my family is mostly in the West Bank, been kidnapped from the West Bank, and I'm still serving prison sentences without any charges. That is no justification. But the resistance group hit legitimate targets according to international law. They hit military. They didn't want to be hit. You should not go make your people serve or put your people as a first line of defense for your T state. I do have to drop. I appreciate the platform.
I appreciate your truth.
Everybody have a great day.
Where you going?
What? I have to go get a kid off a bus.
All right, Ham, you gonna be able to help translate then?
Hey, get Bella.
We're going.
Yeah, sure.
No,
Okay.
I can translate it. Cam can't because I can tell my neighbor to pick up my kid. What? I got neighbors that like my kids.
Oh, no. Listen. Yeah, no, I'm fine with okay, so because here's what I want to do. I am Mohammed and Ham.
محمد سوي unmute.
الله يعطيكم العافية. تمام.
محمد هي بدها نروح كمان شوي.
الله يعطيكم العافية جميعا.
الله يعطيك عافية محمد. هي هاي داني بدها نروح هسه كمان شوي. يعني قاعد انت قبلنا اخر شيء انت حابب احكي قبل هي بدها نروح.
تمام. يعني كلياتنا رأينا ماذا فعل الاحتلال اليوم من جريمة نكراء على مرأى ومسمع العالم. اغتيال الزملاء الصحفيين مريم أبو دقة ومعاذ أبو طه وحسام المصري ومحمد سلامة وبقية الزملاء، اغتيال 6 من الصحفيين الذين كانوا يتواجدون لتغطية جرائم الاحتلال داخل أسوار المستشفى. لم يكونوا على جبهات القتال، لم يكونوا يعني كلاتنا شفنا على مرأى ومسمع العالم على البث الحي والمباشر تم اغتيال كل شخص من هدول. كان عنده حلم وكان عنده رسالة وكان عنده إشي بده يسويه عندما تنتهي الحرب اللعينة علينا وعلى أبناء شعبنا، ولكن هاي قتلت 246 صحفي على مرأى ومسمع العالم. أكثر من 246 صحفي تم قتلهم منذ 7 من أكتوبر ليومنا هذا. لأنهم لأنهم بينقلوا الحقيقة، لأنهم بوصلوا صوتنا ورسالتنا، لأنه كلياتنا مهددين صرنا. يعني اليوم مش عارفين مين بدنا نفقد من زملائنا الصحفيين. احنا مهددين. يعني نتمنى من العالم انه يعمل لنا شبكة حماية للصحفيين الموجودين انه ما يتم اغتيال. يعني كل الضايلين على مستوى قطاع غزة لا يقل عن 150 صحفي قاعدين بغطوا الاحداث. اكثر من 2/3 الصحفيين تم اغتيالهم. الى متى سيظل العالم هكذا ساكت على هذه الجرائم وعلى هذه الإبادة الجماعية اللي انتهجها هذا المحتل النازي؟ أحقر ما أنجبت البشرية، أحقر ما أنجبت البشرية. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. لا يسعنا إلا نترحم على زملائنا الصحفيين في هذا الوقت. لا يوجد في القلب شيء نحكيه، يوجد غصة فقط. يوجد في قلوبنا غصة لن تمحوها السنين ولا الأيام القادمة. السلام عليكم.
Shukran Khair Mohammed. I'm going to try my best to do respect to the translation. All the journalists that have been on Alive, they had plans, they had hopes, they had dreams. All they were trying to do was try to shed light on the situation. Every single day they woke up with the understanding that they could be targeted, that they can be unalived. At this point, there's only so few journalists left alive in Gaza. Dozens have been unalived over the past 2 years since the genocide started. He just is thinking about, well, who do we mourn next? Who's going to be next? This is going to continue. and there's only so much that they can do. There's only so much grieving that they can do, and it's exhausting overall. Again, he said much more, but my Arabi isn't entirely perfect, and there was a lot, but that is the important takeaways and main thing he wanted to get across.
Yeah. Will you tell him that that
يعطيك العافية. يعطيك العافية.
Rafa, it's okay.
يعطيك العافية.
Hi,
سلام
Rafa.
فاهم. استكمالا لكلام محمد وتعقيب على كلامه. رسالتنا واضحة كصحفيين وكإعلاميين فلسطينيين. زملائنا اليوم ارتقوا الخمسة الذين ارتقوا والتحقوا بالزملاء الآخرين أكثر من 246 شهيد من الصحافة الفلسطينية اللي رسالتها نبيلة، رسالتها سامية، رسالتها إنسانية، وهي تسليط الضوء على جرائم الاحتلال ومجازره. ما بتعمل أكثر من هيك. زملائنا الصحفيين اليوم داخل مستشفى ناصر الطبي في وسط مدينة خان يونس، هدفه الأساسي تغطية الأحداث، تغطية المجازر والجرائم الاحتلال التي ترتكبها بحق المواطنين وحق الشعب الغزي المظلوم المنكوب. يعني باختصار رسالتنا واضحة. احنا نعيش في أسوأ بقعة في الأرض، نعيش في عالم متخاذل، عالم متآمر على قطاع غزة. ماذا ننتظر بعد ارتقاء 5 شهداء بدم بارد تابعين للصحفيين، غير الشهداء الآخرين الموجودين في المستشفى من موظفين المستشفى، مرضى، ممرضين، أطباء، عمال داخل المستشفى استشهدوا بدم بارد باستهداف مباشر لمستشفى تأوي المرضى والممرضين والصحفيين المتواجدين داخل المستشفى لتخطيط الأحداث. شو ذنبهم هذول واحنا بنعيش في عالم متخاذل، عالم متآمر على قطاع غزة. لا يملكون إلا الجذب والاستنكار. لا نريد هذا الكلام. لازم الاحتلال يوقف عند حده في هذه الجرائم التي يرتكبها بحق المواطنين وحق زملائنا الصحفيين. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. الله يرحم شهدائنا ويشفي جرحانا.
It's going to be translated. Great choice. It's going to be translated.
So to translate, again, key takeaways: 273 journalists have been killed in Gaza since October 7th. They enter hospitals. They shoot randomly within hospitals, not just Nasser al-Shifa. Numerous instances. This is not the first instance that something like this happened. This has occurred multiple times. Yeah. There's never any excuse to have armed forces target hospitals directly, whether it's a missile, whether it's with a rifle, whether it's through direct force, indirect force. They've exerted a lot of pressure, and the situation in itself is just incredibly sad. And the people that are living there, the journalists that are reporting, they can only ask, why is this continuing to happen? Why do people on the outside look at these things and frame these things as anything but atrocity, anything that it should be entirely condemned? There's nothing to debate here. And yes, he said, God rest the souls of the 273 journalists that have been unalived since October 7th.
For those of you all that are on other platforms other than TikTok, thank you, Ham, for translating. That is Raja, who is also a member of the press, and that is also Mohammed, who are both members of the press that were speaking, and then Ham was translating. So I need a favor, Ham. So can you share with them in Arabic that we are praying for them and sending them lots of love, and that we will be here advocating for them and screaming from the rooftops and doing everything within our individual power to help. And I need to come back later in order to take Mila to her appointment. It's at 2:45. And it takes me 15 minutes to get there. So
of course. راجع كمان محمد بدي ترجم شو داني حكت. يعني هي حكت كل واحد في اللايف هسه هي كمان بدي أصلي عليكم، بدي أصلي على يوماتي بدهم يجي يومات يكونوا أحسن، بدي أصلي الله يكون معكم، الله يبارك فيكم، الله يخليكم. كمان هي بدها تسوي اي شيء هي قادره تسوي ولا من طريقه التيك توك. يعني بدها تخبر الناس، بدها تخبر جانب على شو صاير في غزه. هي بدها تحط كل حياتها كل وقتها في هذه القصه. قالت شكرا عليك وعشان انت جيت وخبرت الناس. انت هي بدها تروح حسك شوي.
انا عشان بدي انزل قبل ما انزل
He wanted to say something before he got, but I think he got
طيب اخوي انا قبل ما انزل يعني
خلص، هي لازم تروح. يا محمد